San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, we got a medical update from the Spurs on head coach Greg Popovich. The team announced today that he suffered a mild stroke back on November 2nd. Already started the rehabilitation process. He is expected to make a full recovery. No timeline for his return. Spurs back in action tonight. They welcome in the 2-7 Washington Wizards. Tip-off from the Frost Bank Center, set for 7 o'clock.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Dry Cured Bacon. Kielbasa, we've got bacon available at H-E-B.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day!
Hump day! Hump day!
You miss one?
He missed
Hump
one. I was
day.
going with the flow. Hump day, everybody!
Hump day!
Happy hump day.
Wow. So right out of the gate.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Exactly right. Now, I got to throw Pledge under the bus for that one.
All right, Micah.
I was ready. Yeah. You know, if I don't give a damn what Pledge does, long as
Hump day!
I couldn't think of anything. Never mind. Happy hump day, everybody.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Happy hump day.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
I don't want to start the show on a down note, but we did get a medical update on Greg Popovich. Mild stroke is what the Spurs are reporting. Expected to make a full recovery.
That's good news.
Has already started the rehab process. The idea when you hear stroke, though, is scary because you can think about so many different things. You know, all of us know somebody who had a stroke and died. All of us know somebody who had a stroke and, you know, one side of their body doesn't work or their speech isn't the same. And, you know, and so we don't really know any details of Greg Popovich, although the term mild and he's already started the rehab process is interesting. Now, my wife works on a neuro floor, and, you know, so I by no means any kind of expert, but I hear things, and so I ask questions.
Sure.
And I got more questions after asking questions, but the idea that they're expecting a full recovery and they say when he returns to the sidelines, I look at those as all positives as being mild because essentially it comes down to where in the part of the brain was the bleeding and your motor functions, and that's what is going to happen here with this rehab process. Even if it's mundane exercises, you're retraining the brain. So if you can, you know, in the mild part, I think is very encouraging on an outlook for Greg Popovich.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think first of all, thanks to the Spurs for putting that out. But now that Pop's out of the hospital and started the rehab process, maybe that's what they were waiting for. Obviously, it is. But I think I don't know if it eases anybody's mind. Maybe that's the wrong word, but it does give an update on what happened, and this is serious. And you and I, we knew what was going on, but it wasn't our place to say anything.
Well, and I will say this, and I think the San Antonio media community, and I've seen some others on social media say something similar, you hear things, but they're in an unofficial capacity.
Right.
And when you're talking about somebody's health, and quite honestly, while we did hear stroke, but I've also heard other things. And so from people that you would consider reliable sources. So even though you kind of feel like you know and have known, the idea of reporting on it, it ain't 100%, man. You can't go with it.
Well, no, you can't. And again, it's Pop's health, which goes well beyond anything else that Greg Popovich does. So if he didn't want that out until a certain period of time, I think we need to respect that, and we did. Yep. And so and so I appreciate it. And you're right. Everybody else in the media did too, because everybody else had somebody that knew somebody that and probably all reliable. but nobody came out and said anything. And so that's a good thing. And, again, we just wish Greg Popovich a speedy recovery and hope to see him back on the sidelines.
And you look at the idea of the good news for Greg Popovich. This happened at the Frost Bank Center. So the idea that there was medical people there right away, and that's one of the things with the stroke that you know, depending on what's going on, you can start getting medicine right away, and that's going to go a long way in helping. We're going to learn a little bit more about strokes coming up at 2:45 with the neuro. I can't even say the word. The neuro department over at St. Luke's.
Neurological.
Yeah, there you go. Brittany Matters is going to join us and kind of give us some detail on what could be happening with Greg Popovich. She has not at all worked on Greg Popovich or seen his charts or anything like that. So, but just in general terms of a stroke, because it is one of those, you start seeing that, and then on social media, all the armchair doctors out there with their diagnosis, and man, there's a lot of us that have no idea about signs of stroke or what it actually means. So we'll learn a little bit.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to talking with the doc later. What about in this hour sometime, right?
Yeah, 2:45.
2:45.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking forward to talking to her and get an update. But again, I mean, just prayers for Greg, because this goes well beyond anything we talk about every day.
Absolutely.
When it comes to sports, and I just hope he makes a full recovery, and I really hope that we see him back on the sidelines sooner rather than later.
Well, and that's it. And again, I am encouraged by the press release of a full recovery.
Yes.
And what that actually means. And again, we'll learn more about that at 2:45 when somebody that does this for a living sees that. What does that tell them?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the expert.
And maybe give us some idea of some of the symptoms, what to look for, just in general terms, what to look for if you're having a stroke or not. I don't know if I would know. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't.
Well, for example, today, little terms that we've all heard before. A TIA, right? You know what a TIA is? I mean, I think, it's when you get stroke-like symptoms. But that's apparently, and again, don't quote me on this, when your brain has a clot, you get stroke-like symptoms, but that clot somehow resolves itself. So you have the slurred speech or the numbness, you can't do anything, and then all of a sudden you're fine, and nothing will show up on a scan. They'll call that a mild stroke or a mini stroke or a TIA, but that's where the blood clot has resolved itself. Because the body does interesting things. It's the bleed that becomes very interesting. And depending on where the bleed is at is affecting what functions you might lose. And so, when talking to Brittany earlier today, the fact that he's already started the rehab process and expected to make a full recovery, and they use the term mild, and she'll get more into this a little bit later, but apparently maybe in the frontal lobe and not much of a bleed that they were able to control pretty quickly.
Well, I think that's really good news. And not to make this about anything other than what it should be. When I first started working at Kens 5, I hadn't been there maybe 2-3 days doing the noon show, because at that time I did the morning and noon show. And I'm looking up at the prompter, and all of a sudden I can't talk. I can see the words. I know what they're supposed to be, but I couldn't talk. It wouldn't. My mouth wouldn't work. My brain, whatever. I thought I was having a stroke.
Yep.
And everybody else did too. So they cut to a commercial break. They got me the hell out of there, and I went to see a doctor. And what it was, I just wasn't used to the lights at that time, and it did something to my brain and eyesight and all of that stuff. But I get migraines from time to time. And when I get them, they're usually pretty bad. But I know it because I get like a little lightning bolt in my eye, and it's the weirdest damn thing. But I'm not trying to make that anything, but I want to know what the doc tells us about symptoms, and what, if you're feeling this, do something about it. Don't ignore it.
Well, and you look and you think about your experience. Could have been maybe a TIA. My daughter,
might have been,
when she was little, would have seizures, and TIA was something I remember them talking about it, but in a child, because she was 2 or 3, And, of course, every time she had one, my nurse wife was at work and I was home alone with the kid, right? But the neurologist explained to us she's going to be fine. She's going to grow into it, just a little part of the brain growing differently than the rest of it. And he's like, take a marching band. You got one drummer going the wrong way, and the whole band is off. And that's what's going on in your kiddo's brain. She'll be fine, and she hasn't had an episode since, I don't know, I think she was 3 or 4.
Oh, that's good. Good.
But that stuff controllable. So, yeah, no, the brain is wonderful and it's interesting at the same time.
Complicated.
And obviously, I think a lot of people with the news now officially out about Greg Popovich having a stroke, a mild stroke, there will be a lot of people talking about it, and so we're going to learn a little bit more about it with an expert coming up at 2:45.
Looking forward to that. And, again, the best for Greg Popovich and the entire Spurs family. I hope the recovery goes very, very well.
Did you see that comment on YouTube from John Sobery? I don't know if I should read that one on air.
Yeah, I see what you.
I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should read that one on air or not.
Well, I've had some mini ones during the show.
John says all you have to do is mention how awesome Dak is to see a stroke from Joe. See, it's too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
John, he's a comedian, isn't he? Yeah.
Well,
funny
sure.
guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's right.
It is funny.
It's funny.
It is. I mean, and look, you got to laugh.
Yeah, you
and
have
as Pop
to.
would say, you got to go have dinner.
You
right?
do, yes.
There's things that you have to do. And again, all of this going with the press release, and pretty comfortable saying now, too, with different people that we've talked with within the organization, what we've heard about he will be fine, it seems very consistent with what the Spurs put out publicly today.
Yes, it does, and that's really good news. Mild, the term mild is a good term, and so hopefully everything he recovers 100%. I mean, that's the hope for sure.
Absolutely. The Cowboys, on the other hand,
their recovery is a little bit more complicated.
Not really. 6 to 9 months, and we'll see.
Yeah, right.
Got to rehab that roster.
Oh, my goodness.
Make some adjustments. Hire a new doctor coach. There's all kinds of things there. I don't know. Create downfield opportunities for Cooper Rush. Let's talk about it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Guys, do you think about weight loss and muscle tone? Don't let it be a distant memory. Get back to your best self. At Synergenics Testosterone Weight Loss, you get a personalized TRT plan that's more advanced than basic standard therapy with other providers. The professionals at Synergenics are known for TRT treatment. They're also experts with GLP-1 weight loss, where you can be evaluated for prescription weight loss medications. Do it now, don't wait. Book your appointment at SynergenicsHealth.com. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hey guys, it's AJ from the Morning Huddle. Between us, when you hit a certain age, things start to feel a little off, right? You're tired all the time, your energy's low, maybe even your drive isn't what it used to be. And a lot of that comes down to testosterone. And trust me, it can happen to the best of us. That's where Game Day Men's Health comes in. They know how we feel and they make it easy. Game Day Men's Health is over there on Bassey Road across from the quarry. Their office has a relaxed man cave vibe, and they've built a 3-step process that's quick and designed just for us. First, get your T levels checked. Free testosterone test at their in-house lab. Then, you meet with a licensed provider to create a customized plan. And finally, you'll get those fast weekly treatments. After a month, you're going to notice a difference. More energy, better mood, and a kick in your libido. Don't settle. Be the best version of yourself. Call Game Day Men's Health, 210-900-3691. That's 210-900-3691. Feel better, be better at Game Day.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Ready to kick off your holiday shopping early? Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is here with up to 40% off the best gifts for everyone on your list, even you. Snag $15 cleansers from brands like Tula and Philosophy, plus $10 minis from brands like MAC and Urban Decay that deliver big joy in little packages. And don't miss 40% off select YSL and Armani fragrances. Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year. Just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely. A Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. A Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it. For a limited time, receive a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best tasting water you've ever had. Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, it is Wednesday.
It is.
Oh, although what day is it in the Mike McCarthy world? Tuesday? You know, since they play Monday.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah,
you know,
they adjust things?
Well, yeah, because they're always on if they play on, I don't know, Thursday, on Monday, it's Tuesday.
If it was Tuesday, they'd be off.
Well, but not when you play on Thursday.
Then you're not off at all.
Well, maybe it's Monday in his world, since they play on Sunday.
Yeah, but he's not getting tomorrow off either.
No, well, they got too much work to take any PTO at this point, especially with Thanksgiving's game coming right around the corner. But a Monday night game against the Houston Texans, a game that, quite frankly, schedule comes out, we all circle and say, all right, man, you know where we're going to be? We're going to be at the Roo Pub for that game because there's no better place to watch a game. The Blitz will be at the Roo Pub on Monday afternoon from 2 to 6, getting ready for, well, hell, it's the Dallas Cowboys. It doesn't matter. It will be an interesting game because both teams suck coming out of the third quarter. Coming out of halftime in the third quarter. Both have bad offensive lines, so we could see combined, 15 sacks in this game.
Could be, yeah. And Joe Mixon, he might break records rushing the football. It's possible.
It is.
So we could see a lot of things that'll be exciting. Look, I hate to say this again, and I'm not betting anything, not even a nickel. But why do the Cowboys not have a shot in this game Monday night?
See, they do have a shot in this game on Monday. They had no shot against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Sure,
and little
they
Kellen
did.
Moore coming in, knowing which way to drive into the sun. That won't be a factor for the Monday night game.
Oh, my
I mean,
gosh.
we know that because it's, Monday night.
Dude, you're going to owe me a beer now every time you use that lame excuse of the sun.
I'm not using
Such
that.
a lame excuse.
Am I making the
Lame.
excuse? Or is C.D. Lamb making the excuse?
Well, he owes me a beer then.
Oh, well, he can afford it.
It's a lame excuse, CD.
You know what I would really, really like to see in this game Monday night from the Dallas Cowboys? 25-yard completion to C.D. Lamb. Pass plays that go more than 15 yards. What can the Cowboys do to get and create downfield opportunities?
I've always started the passing game with protection first. I mean, that's the way I learned it. That's the way I believe in it. It's in your protection schemes have to fit the footwork of the quarterback. I mean, it's like anything in the game of football. Where are you going to spend your time? So, our ROI has always been on the footwork of the quarterback, the decision-making process, and building that in. So the protection system is very important. And to really get what I refer to as green grass throws and pushing the ball down the field, vertical shots and shots are not, to me, those are shots. Pushing the ball down the field is getting the ball thrown 18 to 20 yards where guys can catch and run. And with that, there's protection, certain protections you need to use and so forth. But that's why you game plan. That's why you go through the matchups and everything factors week to week. Who's playing, injuries, all that stuff plays into it. So. But yeah, definitely. I think if the opportunities they come and challenge us the way I think they're going to, we may have some more opportunities to go down the field.
Woo! He sounds pretty confident.
Did he just say the Texans' defense sucks?
Well, he just said if they challenge them the way that he thinks they're going to, they'll have some opportunities. Is Will Anderson still out? Is he out? Was he on IR pledge?
No, he's not on IR.
So is he back?
They haven't said yet.
And
again,
right.
Because it's Monday. It's a Monday game. They're a little bit behind on the practice.
All
so
right.
We'll see, because that could be that could be a problem if he's in the game.
Absolutely could be, yeah.
When you look at the idea and hearing that very long-winded answer, they know they have to take some downfield shots. The question, though, the Texans did a hell of a job taking away Amon-Ra St. Brown in that game the other night. The Lions had other people step up. Williams had an incredible game. He wears number 9. Can Turpin do that? Well, he would have to catch the ball. One of the Jalens, Brooks or Tolbert. Ferguson has been on a milk carton lately, although Laporta had a good game.
Yeah.
And it does look like the Texans might be a little susceptible to giving up some passing yardage to a tight end, although early in the year I didn't think that. So, but when you look at the idea of, we know D'Amico's going to do everything he can to make CD a non-factor. And there will be points in that game where CD is going to be a non-factor. I think we all know that. At some point, will CD force himself into being a factor, but who else can step up to help out Cooper Rush? That becomes the biggest question, especially when you talk about downfield opportunities.
Yeah, and somebody has to, and nobody has, and that's just been the bottom line. But the first thing is you got to give Cooper Rush some time for those receivers to make those runs downfield, and that's been the issue for the Cowboys all season long. Is the quarterbacks have no time to throw the football and set up or have routes play themselves out. That's what you got to start with. And the problem with that is, look, where I was calling for Dak Prescott to be mobile and move, Cooper Rush. Jeez.
Well, that's what Trey Lance is for.
It's Peyton Manning 2.0. The problem is, can you put Cooper Rush's arm on Trey Lance's body? Then maybe you have something.
I don't know.
Right?
Is Will Greer going to be active?
Oh,
Wait, no.
No.
I mean, you just look at it. I mean, I, to a degree, agree with Jerry Jones with what he said yesterday when it comes to Cooper Rush. That's not the same Cooper Rush that we saw Sunday. Any other time he's been forced into action. So the biggest question is, why was he so bad? I mean, just awful on Sunday. And is that fixable? Or was Cooper Rush a quality, game-ready backup quarterback behind a great offensive line with a solid running game and weapons on the outside? I mean, because you look at that team a couple of years ago when Cooper Rush just came in and ran the offense, didn't make mistakes until they played Philly in that year. We didn't see any of that. And maybe it's a year and a half of not really getting any real playing time. Was that rust? I mean, it's one thing, all right, Dak's hurt against Atlanta. Cooper, you're in. Adrenaline carries you so far. Now you had a week to prep and know you're the guy, and that's what we got. What are we going to get on Monday night?
Again, I think a lot of that's up to Mike McCarthy because you got to adjust. You're watching film. You know what Houston likes to do. Then you adjust in some way, some form. Whether that works or not or can be executed properly is another thing. But Mike McCarthy, again, has got to show some imagination. He has to. And first and foremost, you got to try and run the football. You have to try and establish a running game. And I've been preaching this from the beginning of time, and they haven't done it. They've got to do that. That's going to buy Cooper Rush the time that he needs if they can somehow, some way, establish a running game. If not, they're going to come out, in full speed ahead after Cooper Rush, and it's going to be a long night.
I think about Rico Dowdle is turning into a legit running back, but he's got to get enough carries. To your point, establish the run game. 12 carries for 53 yards against the Eagles. That's 4.4. Right?
That's not bad.
But it's only 12 carries.
Exactly.
Against the Falcons, had 75 yards on 12 carries. 6.2. But 12 carries, not enough. Against the Lions, dude had 5. Against the Steelers, he had 20 for 87 yards, averaging 4.3. The Giants game, 11. The Ravens, 8. The Saints, 7. The Browns, 8. I mean, 83 carries at this point in the season is ridiculous for your running back, who is your best running back on the roster. I mean, when Jerry said the other day, we figured one would rise to the top. Dude, he was at the top because there was no way Zeke or Dalvin Cook or Deuce Vaughn was going to be the guy, yet you still haven't really featured him except one time, and that was against the Steelers, a really good Steelers team, as it turns out, at least record-wise. They're sitting up there going, how in the hell did we lose to Dallas? But, you carried it 20 times in that game, and you got to win.
You got to win. Hey, look, I know they don't want to hurt Zeke's feelings, but Zeke Elliott needs to not be in the game except on third downs where he can offer protection, and that's it. He's a good blocker. That's it. Other than that, Rico Dowdle needs to carry the football. He needs to be in the offense 90% of the time. This running back by committee crap is not going to work. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked all year. You feed Rico Dowdle. Feed him and feed him and feed him and try to establish a running game because that's the only way you're going to buy your quarterback time to throw the football downfield.
On the season, Rico is averaging 4.5 yards a carry. On 83 carries, 374 yards, not enough this deep in the season. He has emerged as RB1. Feature him. But Mike McCarthy has to stay committed to it. And with Cooper Rush, dude, you have no choice now. You have no choice now. You've got to be able to run the ball. And if you're running the ball consistently in the first half, you get to the second half, and that defense wears out. I mean, we've all watched football all our lives. How many times have you heard commentators talk about, man, that running back gets better in the third, fourth quarter just wearing out the defense?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, part of that is all the none-yard runs that they had in the first half. That's okay, because that none yards might turn into 3.5 in the fourth quarter because the defense is getting pushed back and they get tired.
But it also helps the offensive line. It does, because the offensive lineman will tell you they would rather run block than pass block because they can go downhill. And so it helps them as well. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, but Mark says Rico is a body at best. We have to stop with the hype. Nobody's hyping Rico here, but Rico is the best the Cowboys have. That's it. And so since he is the best that they have, they've got to feature him because that's all they have.
Am I seeing this right on our YouTube channel? Mark paid $2 whole to be able to make that comment?
Well, he got his name mentioned. I wish I knew how to say your last name there, Mark, but
I don't know, but I didn't know that was a thing.
Who gets that $2?
I have no idea. That was my next question. Huh.
Well, thank you, Mark.
I know.
Appreciate
that goes into
yes.
the beer fund.
Uh-huh.
No? Oh. All right.
Well, I might need it. Maybe it's a beer fund for me.
All right. I will say this, Mark, about Rico. And to a degree, yeah, you might say he's just a warm body. Rico has been around the Cowboys organization for a long time, but he's always dealt with injuries. But they have kept him around for a reason. Go back a couple of years. Remember when it was Tony Pollard and who was going to be the backup? And everybody, including people that worked here at this radio station, were all in love with some dude named Malik Davis.
Yep.
Except me. It ain't going to be Malik. That guy wasn't good. Even when Tony Pollard got hurt against San Francisco, they wouldn't put that guy in the game. There's something about Rico that they like, and he looks like he is turning into something that might be. Now, RB1 or a good secondary back behind a legitimate running back. You know, if you were to go draft a running back and say you're getting something like Gibbs and Montgomery in Detroit, you go draft somebody that's a clear RB1, or if, I don't know, they would have signed to Derrick Henry, Rico would still be a part of this team and valued, and I think he is starting to show that. He is a legit running back.
Well, he's turned into that. He has, but you got to feature him. And McCarthy just seems to eject on the running game way too quick. And I don't understand why. Again, if it doesn't, you run the ball a couple of times, first and second down, you don't get anything. You keep doing it because eventually it's going to break, and it will. And look, if your running back is carrying the ball 12 times for 70 some odd yards, why is he not getting 24 carries? I mean, that just makes no sense to me. And you put Zeke in there, he fumbles the football. Zeke needs to stay on the sideline and let him cry, let him miss meetings, let him do whatever he wants to do. I don't know what he has on Jerry Jones, but he's got to sit on the bench and just stay there.
I mean, Zeke is still good in short yardage situations, and he has shown that. Yes, he fumbled near the goal line the other day, and
cost me beer.
It cost you beer. You would have lost that beer regardless. And Zeke is not known as a fumbler. But think about that play, and where he lost the ball was a couple yards down the field. My question is, that was at the 7-yard line. I don't need to see Zeke unless they're inside the 3, because that's where he does his damage. Zeke can't run 7 yards on a consistent basis. But I still like having Zeke there in those short yardage situations. But in the middle of the field, unless it's 3rd and long and it's a passing situation and you're going to help out, I don't know, Turnstile Terrence, then I don't need to see Zeke in the game.
He just doesn't need to be there. And unless it's 3rd and long and he needs to block for Cooper Rush.
That's exactly it.
That's it.
Don't let him play center either.
No.
We've seen that.
That's a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke is just – I've never seen a guy, honestly, go downhill as quick as that man did once he got paid. He got paid, and it's like – down the tubes.
He had a couple good years after he got paid. Goodness. I mean, you talk about a guy getting paid that went straight down the tubes. Look at your boy Albert Pujols. I mean, he didn't even make it halfway through that 10-year contract before he wasn't productive.
He was brokenhearted.
Oh, that's what it is.
St. Louis. It broke his heart. Same with Zeke.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Yeah, and same thing. They brought him home, and what was the point?
Same thing.
What was the point of that? Sell more jerseys.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. Blame Jerry for everything.
That's right.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I know it's going to get cold. It will get cold. We all know it will get cold. They say next week, little cold front coming through. Good time for you to get over to Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro to get your winter gear. So if you're a business owner, a manager, club leader, you need your logo on winter gear, whether it's jackets, coats, half zips, hoodies, beanies. Sam has all the winter line on display in his showroom. He's done the turnover. All the winter gear is on display. So you want to go try on jackets, look at jacket styles for the half zips, go over to Sammy's Embroidery and Printing there on San Pedro. He's got all the big name brands, North Face, Port Authority, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Under Armour, just to name a few. And again, now is the time to get the winter gear ordered. Don't wait for that first big cold front to hit to get over to Sam's. That happens every year. You want to plan ahead. Go see Sam. If you need hats made, Sam has over 25,000 hats and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. He has the Katie caps, Nike, Cap America, over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The Morning Huddle.
But I can't master the bidet. There's a hover factor that I haven't quite figured out yet.
Yeah, I don't want no one to show me either.
Yeah, that's one of those you got to learn on your own. You got to do some OJT on this one.
Right,
I'll teach you, man. Yeah.
So what do I do, dude?
Yeah, just you lean forward and then you wiggle a little.
There's an aim that you got to zero in on this. It's like a bombardier during World War II.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Hey, James Pledger. The NBA is finally back. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then, select 2 or more players, like Wemby and CP3, and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18. Plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. Even if she accidentally knocks out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct will replace it free. Now, other stores claim to offer warranties, but the catch is that they won't honor it unless you bring your ring in for regular inspections. But at Diamonds Direct, inspections are never required. There's no gotcha clause. No fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Plain and simple, at Diamonds Direct, we stand behind what we sell, and we're committed to service it at no charge for life, period. It's all part of our commitment to provide you with the ultimate in value and total confidence before, during, and long after your purchase. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more. Proud to call Alamo City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
What's with the outfit, Nigel?
This is my hunting attire, complete with my bright red jacket, hunting horn,
Whoa, Nigel. Hunting is a little different here in Texas.
And like hunting, plumbing, heating, and air conditioner repairs are all about skill and having the right equipment.
And all our quarter moon technicians with a fleet of fully stocked trucks know what to do when plumbing, heat, and AC issues pop up out of nowhere. Where'd you go?
I can't get my horse down from the deer blind.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
If you're a bacon lover, boy, do I have good news for you. Hi, this is Mike Kielbasa, and we've just made our legendary dry-cured bacon available at H-E-B. This is bacon made the way it was made in the old days, with no water, no chemicals, just 4 simple ingredients and real hickory smoke. The result? A slow-crafted bacon with a bold flavor our fans know and love, now in a new package. Life is too short for watered-down bacon, so if you don't see Kielbasa dry-cured bacon at your H-E-B, ask the store manager or visit Kielbasa.com to find it at a store near you.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, coming off their second bye of the season, take on New Mexico State. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Simonix. On this hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That means tomorrow we're going to judge, meet, and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
Yeah. Where do I stick my meter?
So if you have been using your meter and that meat was fantastic and you know you took photos of it, make sure you upload them to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com, because tomorrow we'll judge meat and give away a $50 gift card. Now, I was looking at that earlier today, and there might be a clubhouse leader already for this week. Just saying.
Really?
If you want to see those photos, just head over to sasportstar.com, click on the Grilling with the Blitz page, and you can see them. They're all right there. And if you want in on that competition, you want to win some money for some free meat, basically, all you got to do is upload those photos to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page.
Be a good time to have $50 to go into Tri-County and get some stuff for the weekend.
Well, for the weekend, your Thanksgiving dinner, if you haven't pre-ordered your turkey, obviously you can do that. The pies you name it. Tri-County Meat Market, that $50, you can apply it any way you want. Now, as far as concert tickets coming up, one of Joe's favorite bands, Papa Roach.
We need to get him on.
I mean, we can.
Is there a Papa Roach we can talk to?
I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, there is a lead singer. I mean, I imagine every guy in the band would have a conversation with you at one point. You know, you might talk to the roadie. It wouldn't matter to you. You wouldn't know the difference.
I wouldn't know the difference. You could say I just want to know. I think you told me how they came up with Papa Roach. Didn't you tell me this?
We've gone over this.
Okay. Then I should remember it, but it's, some things you don't remember 5 minutes after it's told to you.
Well, for you, Joe Reinagel, that's everything.
Well, I'm just not everything.
That really is everything.
Not everything.
I mean, it really is everything.
The Papa Roach story went in one ear and pretty much out the other.
Uh-huh.
Just done.
So we've got a pair of tickets to go see Papa Roach. Their Rise of the Roach tour. Or Rise Against Rise of the Roach.
What?
I don't know. I'm just reading what's on the paper in front of me. Literally, that's what it says.
Are we rising up against roaches or for them? That's all I want to know.
I don't know. What's their most popular song, Reinagel?
I don't know.
All right. Last resort. if you want to win these Papa Roach tickets, it's $245. Huh. On Instagram, up until, let's see, I don't know, 3:30. It's $245, 45 minutes. On Instagram, at SA Sports Star on Instagram. Just send a direct message, last resort. That's all you have to say. And we'll collect everybody that does that. Make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram. Last resort, Ryan will pick a winner coming up at 3:30. So make sure you're following on Instagram at SA Sports Star, and then send a direct message, last resort. And somebody's going to win a pair of tickets to go see Papa Roach at the Frost Bank Center March 22nd. If you don't win the tickets, you can always buy them at livenation.com. We started the show with the news that the Spurs officially announced that head coach Greg Popovich suffered a mild stroke. So we start having all kinds of questions about what does that actually mean. My wife works at a hospital with a lot of people that deal with stuff like this. And
neurological is what you're looking for.
That's the word.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
the one you're
I was
looking
just
for,
going to call it simply the neuro ward.
Neurological, yes.
And look, when my wife says that, though I've got a badass that I'll get for you, she's joining us now. Brittany Matters, a nurse practitioner in the neurological department at St. Luke's, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Brittany, appreciate you jumping on to kind of explain what the Spurs released. And I know it's fairly vague when they say mild stroke, but they also say expected to make a full recovery. So with what you do for a living, when you hear the term mild stroke and full recovery, what does that tell you as a professional in this field?
Yeah, and thank you for having me. But just to kind of speak to that a little bit, a mild stroke lets me know that this stroke was relatively small. And of course, saying things like full recovery seems to be very positive for Pop. Of course, there's different kinds of stroke. You can have ischemic events where there's a lack of blood flow, and hemorrhagic events where essentially one of the blood vessels burst and there's some level of blood present in the brain. But I think that, given that vague information without knowing too much at all regarding, his chart and those sorts of things, I think that I'm hopeful, or it sounds like he'll make a good recovery, likely with some level of rehab.
Well, that's certainly good news, and that's kind of how we took it too, Brittany. But as far as what I'm curious about, and I don't know what Greg Popovich felt or how this all came on, but what are some of the symptoms that people can look for if they think that might be a stroke?
We actually have an acronym that we use in the neurology department and in the community called BFAST. And that's just kind of a quick way to remember some of the signs and symptoms to kind of be aware of. So B meaning balance, if you're off balance, feeling dizzy. E is for eyesight, or you're having any double vision or loss of peripheral vision, or what we call a visual field deficit, where part of your vision is obscured or impaired. And then, of course, for F is facial droop. Do you notice any facial asymmetry when you look in the mirror? Have someone else, of course, look at you. A would be arm weakness, is one side weaker than the other. S is speech difficulty or sensation. Are you slurring your speech or having trouble getting your words out or having any abnormal sensory issues? And then T is time. So that's a good acronym to kind of go by, to help the community remember what things, to be alert for.
Brittany Matters joining us here on the Blitz. She's with the neurological department there at St. Luke's. As the Spurs do announce today that Greg Popovich did suffer a mild stroke back on November 2nd at the Frost Bank Center. It was a couple hours before a game that night. The fact that happened there, where there's obviously team doctors and other medical professionals that were nearby, I would assume that certainly helped his case, even though none of those, to my knowledge, are neurotypes, but just getting professional medical assistance right away. And when you said small where the bleeding was, quite frankly, especially at his age, he got lucky with this one. Is that a fair way to say this?
I would definitely say that, and you're right. Being in a setting where you have quick access to any type of professionals, whether it's EMS or nurse, any level at all, so that they can kind of go ahead and escalate it further, calling into the nearest emergency room, letting them know that a stroke patient is coming in. That time is very crucial to patients, and really can sometimes kind of make or break the outcome of these patients and the deficits that they would face. So I would say that absolutely that he was, in an ideal situation, in terms of having those people available for sure.
So from what I hear you're saying, and I think maybe this is just common sense and obvious, but coming from you, it sounds better. Look, if you think you're having any one of the symptoms that you mentioned, call somebody, get some help immediately, right? Even if it turns out to be nothing, if you think you're having a stroke, the sooner you get medical attention, the better, correct?
Absolutely correct. We say time is brain, and the reason we kind of say that is there's only certain interventions that we can partake in within a certain time frame. So if you don't have a hemorrhagic stroke, ischemic stroke, then we can give you a clot-busting medication, or if we see a clot in one of your major blood vessels, we can do something called a thrombectomy, where we go in and retrieve the clot. But those procedures can be done within a certain time.
Out of curiosity, and I know I'm an idiot as I ask this, or sound like a knucklehead, because if I cut my arm, I know how to stop the bleeding. When you hear about bleeding in the brain or clots in the brain, how do you stop that bleeding?
So the main thing is controlling blood pressure. That's kind of our where we start, at least, is making sure that the blood pressure is well controlled. So if you think of it like pipes and plumbing, you got a pipe that's burst, then you want to lower the amount of pressure. And the same thing with the brain and blood vessels. So if we're dealing with a hemorrhagic stroke, blood pressure is really of utmost control, and managing risk factors for stroke, kind of playing on the preventative side, is usually the ideal situation.
So, Brittany, what exactly causes a stroke? I mean, is it something you can do just day-to-day life to try and prevent that, or is it something that happens?
So a little bit of both. Of course, as we age, we can't escape that, to my knowledge, yet. So age is always a risk factor, but there's also lifestyle factors that can definitely play a role, things like diabetes, high blood pressure, as I mentioned, high cholesterol, abnormal heart rhythms like atrial fibrillation, smoking, drinking. Of course, trying to manage all of those as best you can will substantially lower your risk of having a stroke.
At 75 years old, as Greg Popovich is, but in great shape for the most part, constantly exercising, around young people, very active, very sharp for 75. I would imagine the way he takes care of himself will help him in his recovery going through rehab, although most of us hear rehab and you're thinking about different exercises and that sort of thing. What kind of rehab do you go through after a stroke?
So there's levels to it. And to go back a little bit to what you said previously, him being active, taking good care of himself will absolutely help his recovery. What we say, patients that take care of themselves well tend to bounce back a lot quicker, which is why I'm assuming that they made that he would probably make a full recovery. But to talk about the rehab piece of it, there's levels to it, of course, depending on the amount of deficits that you have, right? So a patient that would present that is completely paralyzed on the left side, their rehab would look a little bit different than someone that has maybe a mild facial droop and mild, slurring of the speech and swallowing. But if there is a motor deficit, the best thing to do is exercises with, of course, the physical and occupational therapist.
Good stuff. And again, based on what you've seen on that press release, very positive outlook, and you read that and say, that seems right. That's good for Greg Popovich.
Yes, I would agree. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Brittany, appreciate you jumping on with us, and giving us a lot more knowledge than what Joe and I certainly have. Brittany Matters, nurse practitioner in the neurological department at St. Luke's. Appreciate your time. I know you're busy in between patients.
Yes, thank y'all.
Appreciate it. Brittany Matters here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Your wife was right.
My wife calls her a badass.
Yeah,
and
she was right.
And again, working in the neuro department, yeah, if my wife says that about you, then you are.
Well, and I can't even imagine to know that much about the brain. Because if I only had one, it'd be nice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That'd be great, right?
Problem is you got two and generally think with the wrong one, but whatever.
Not anymore. That used to be a problem, yes. Quite a bit, yes. Nowadays, it's a little more than...
Careful.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Wow.
But speaking of, Joe did put on the rundown. We're going to talk about Livy Dunn.
Yes.
Coming up.
Of course.
Yes.
Why wouldn't we?
Ledge and I on the same brain wavelength there.
Well, why wouldn't we is the question.
Well, you daily Google search to see if there's something to talk about with her, and damn it, there is.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. Google image, Google, same thing. I don't know. Settings.
Yeah.
The Daily Dunn alert.
That
coming
could be
up.
a segment.
Really could be.
Yeah.
We might be onto something.
See, I'm not the only creeper, though, because we're going to tell you about another one coming up involving Livy Dunn.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm telling you.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
See that?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe's looking for company.
I'm telling you. Me and Bill Belichick, we need company.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Man, you know, it's interesting talking about brain injuries. I know there isn't a neurological department over at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, but the and spine part, they certainly deal with a lot of that over there. And they've got a new partnership that they're excited about that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the HURT app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available in the App Store and Google Play, and you can learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15. The Cowboys take center stage hosting the Houston Texans for Monday Night Football.
I like this kind of party!
Pregame starts after the Blitz at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB today.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Time to start planning your Thanksgiving dinner, and that starts with the turkey. And the best turkeys are from Tri-County Meat Market. Tri-County gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. These fresh, all-natural turkeys are never frozen and come between 8 and 24 pounds. Tri-County Meat Market only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkey before they sell out. Pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either Tri-County Meat Market location on Huebner Road or on Ralph Fair Road.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop Dell Technologies Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Guys, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while you're watching sports. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You think Dak is going to have higher or lower yards than his stat coming up in this game? You can make money off that opinion at Underdog. Create entries with football, basketball, mix and match. You can do it all. They've even got college sports as well. I've been playing a lot of those college props. I think there is some money to be made in those deals. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Spurs. I'm going Wemby to go over on his rebounds. And guys, again, every sport is available on here. It's a blast, and it just makes the games more interesting. This season, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, discounts, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player has to get higher than a half a point to get the win. All new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with the promo code Alamo, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash immediately. That's promo code Alamo. Must be 18 or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day? Hump day? Hump day? Hump day? Hump day?
Oh, wait.
I love that camel.
Was it really? Thank you. I think. Maybe.
Woo! Yeah, it's kids are still in school, aren't they?
They have no idea.
No clue.
He's Joe Reinagel. Excuse me. It's Wednesday. He's Toe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You're on this Wednesday. Glad to have you along here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I love how people try to tell us what different things, although somebody had a good idea here. Too many comments on the YouTube channel right now. I'm going to go back and scroll and see, because we're giving away Papa Roach tickets on Instagram. To win the Papa Roach tickets, all you have to do is make sure you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram and send a direct message, last resort. I said 3:30, and I'm trying to find the comment. Somebody suggested we should do the giveaway at 4:20.
4:20, yeah, I get it.
Again, with the Roach, Papa Roach, sure. Do we want to extend it out to 4:20?
See, you guys are thinking,
Roach clips.
Pot. I'm thinking roach, like a bug.
Are you?
Yeah.
Not.
I am.
You weren't.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you.
No.
Because Papa Roach has nothing to do with a roach clip.
Has nothing to do with a bug.
What? Was that the dude's name or something? Roach?
We're not going through this again. You could stop Googling Livy Dunn and Google Papa Roach and learn that.
I have not Googled Livy Dunn for hours.
Yes. That might be true.
Yes.
But you did today.
Yeah, well, I didn't today. It was a story that I saw. I can't help it if everybody else is as...
When you set up your news filters to make sure everything related to Livy Dunn hits your feed, you're going to see it every day.
Let's see here.
And that's fine.
This particular story was... the hell was it?
Right down yonder.
Yeah, it's over here somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's on a website I got.
Yeah, exactly. A website that you have never frequented.
Do you know, during that story, I actually read, because it's not
You
just,
actually read the story? Didn't just look at pictures?
I read the story. There were no pictures to look at.
Wow.
Except one. And
yeah.
it's like,
okay.
whatever. That girl is worth $80 million.
Yeah.
And that's because of her influence stuff.
Yes.
Social media.
Yes.
Is that nuts?
Well,
$80 million.
Have you been under a rock? Have you been a roach with the lights on? You're afraid to come out? I mean,
I had no idea.
Influencer money's big on Instagram.
Those feet pictures are looking more and more attractive all the time. $80 million.
You might get $8, and they're all going to be from Frank on our YouTube channel. He's the only one that would probably give you any money to see your feet.
Dude, I know there are a bunch of freaks out there. I'd probably make a hell of a lot of money. I know to explore this further.
Define a hell of a lot of money.
Well,
I mean, Alexandra might be your biggest fan on our YouTube channel, and even she's not going to pay to see your feet.
I'm not sure. I think Alexandra, we've got like a rivalry going here.
Again, she's not going to pay to see your feet.
Well, she might. If she doesn't know it's my feet, she's going to do, I don't know whose feet those are, but damn, they're good looking.
You think I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
I don't know if Alexandra goes to, what's that, OnlyFans?
I have no idea.
Well, I don't know either. I know a lot of people that do. $80 million, dude.
You really know a lot of people that do?
She's 20. No, I don't, actually.
Have you guys talk about that at the gym?
No. OnlyFans? It'd be worth it. I mean, right? I mean, if you did it and you didn't make it, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't cost you anything, does it?
Toes only.
Yeah. What the hell? Just saying.
John's got a question for you there, Joe.
I see that.
You going to answer that question?
No, I'm happily married. It has nothing to do with that.
What if you won the contest? Would you take Maggie with you?
Absolutely not. Uh-huh. Because I wouldn't have anything to perform with.
All of a sudden, it's Lorena Bobbins entered the chat.
Exactly.
Alexandra on YouTube says, I am not paying to see your feet.
It's all right, Alexandra. Publicly, you can say that. I get it.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Speaking of Livy Dunn, though, do you want to tell us about the story that you put in the rundown from a website that my company computer blocked?
No, you didn't. It's something called The Spun, but
Sure.
it's on other websites.
It's just an aggregate website, and it found its way into your feed.
Well, it's on a lot of different websites.
That's what an aggregate story does.
Whoever the new head coach or the interim head coach for the New Orleans Saints, Rizzy, is that his name?
Yeah.
He has invited Livy Dunn and her boyfriend, Paul Skeens, to come to the Saints game this week.
Nice.
Now, so I look at that, and I'm like, Now, and he's no spring chicken.
Hey, he's a head coach now. He's clogged a toilet and everything, so might as well bring him in.
Well, I'm just saying, so why is he not a pervert?
Nobody said he wasn't.
Well, he might be, apparently.
Well, why are you going to immediately say, why is he a pervert?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean,
now everybody
he's an interim head coach. He's got 7, 8. How many home games do they have left? 3, 4 chances to sit in that head coaching role and invite celebrity people in. Anybody that he's ever wanted to meet, now is his golden opportunity, and he chose a 22-year-old.
And her boyfriend, I will say.
Well,
it wasn't just her.
He can't invite Livy alone.
Yes. Well.
Because then he would look like a pervert.
Well, he's a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Paul can come along. And I'm not sure why. I think, is it a Louisiana thing?
Probably.
So that he wants
Hometown hero.
He wants her to come. It's an open invitation
Sure.
for this week's game, not the rest of the season, but for this week's game only. I don't even know who they're playing this week.
Well, I mean, was it Glanville that left 2 tickets for Elvis for every game he ever coached?
Absolutely.
I mean, when you're a head coach, you can do stuff like that.
They're playing the Browns, so they have a chance of winning, actually, again.
I mean, they beat the Falcons last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to know, creatures of habit, how does that coach make sure he clogs up the toilet Sunday morning?
Well, there's plenty of food places around New Orleans he could probably check out and cause that to happen. They can't be all good, can they?
New Orleans?
They're not all good.
Great food.
Well, it's good food, but not every San Antonio has great food, but there's some crappy restaurants.
Well, sure.
I'm just saying,
But
New Orleans has some bad ones too.
Well, I don't know that you want to go to a crappy restaurant because that doesn't necessarily clog the toilet. It just means you're going to be on it a lot.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Well, there is. It just don't flush.
Oh, well, then you can't clog the toilet if you don't flush.
You got to wait till it's full.
Well, jeez. Again, if you had bad seafood, no matter how much you fill it up, it ain't going to clog.
Just saying. When I saw that, I thought, see, I'm not the only one. And congratulations to her.
I'm glad that you looked and searched to find you're not the only one.
I didn't look for any. It just, bam, popped right up there.
Let's talk about somebody else that really makes you excitable.
Who's that?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Although really didn't happen to him.
Well, not really, but kind of. Although Aaron Rodgers had some interesting comments on the Pat McAfee show yesterday about Mike McCarthy and about Micah Parsons. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers admitted he said some stupid things, and he showed up at the building, and McCarthy, everybody in the building, 12, you better get upstairs and see Mike right away. You couldn't do anything. It's like everybody knew I was in trouble before it got called up there, and he said that's probably what happened with Micah Monday. But fake information and the way it spreads on social media.
You got to be careful, man.
And the Pat McAfee show and Aaron Rodgers got caught up in fake information.
The amazing stat, though, is this a true stat that he's done 4 more picks 7 times and he's won every single one of those games? Is that real?
Yep, 7-0.
That's wild. I mean, that's why stats are for what Big Mike used to say.
Yeah.
They're talking about Jared Goff, okay, because he had 5 picks the other night against Houston, and the Lions still won the game. So there was a guy who faked a stat saying that Jared Goff has done that 7 times in his career, and he's won every game. Well, that's absolutely not true. And this guy admitted that it wasn't true. And the true stat is he's 1-1. So the Pat McAfee show got caught up in some false stuff on the socials.
And although at times when you see reliable sources or what you consider reliable, you think those are accurate. And you see it and you believe it. And you let somebody else do the research. It happens.
It happens. It does. Happens. It's happened to me before. I'm sure it's happened to everybody.
Hell, it happened yesterday.
You got to be
careful.
careful.
Evan Grant of the Dallas Morning News tweeted out stats. The Cowboys' record in games between 3 and 6 p.m. where sun could affect them. And then he had to tweet, I deleted that last one because I was wrong. And he put new ones up. Then you go, well, do I trust these numbers or not? Because when we first started talking about it during show prep, the numbers were ridiculous. It was like, man. And Jerry had said 52. And it was like, well, Jerry's not right.
No.
And even Evan Grant's other numbers didn't quite add up to what Jerry had. But we, know Jerry is known to shoot from the hip.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, you really do on social media because, believe it or not, kids, not everything on there is real.
That's true. But what you hear on the radio is...
Absolutely.
No, yeah. Friday night. Man, there's a lot going on Friday night.
Yeah.
One of the big things that's going on Friday night up in Dallas at Jerry World, where they will have curtains up, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul on that Netflix fight.
Weird because I don't know if this, you talk about something that's real or not. I mean, I don't know if Jake Paul or if even Mike Tyson, who is, getting up there.
Well, he's 58.
Yeah, that's
he's still a youngin' to you.
Middle age.
He's a youngin' to you.
That's middle aged. Well, Mike Tyson says he vows to bring the devil himself into the ring versus Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to kick his ass.
Yes.
Big time.
I was reading while this is going to happen, and again, pissed off Mike Tyson, whatever strand he might use this week, who knows? But they're going 14-ounce gloves, 2-minute rounds, and 8 rounds instead of 12.
Yeah.
So 2-minute rounds instead of 3, and 14-ounce gloves instead of 8.
Is that so? Hey, what? I just don't know. And I mean, I know a lot of people are going to watch that. It pisses me off that it's on Friday night, for goodness sake. I'd rather be on a Saturday night, but Friday.
Well, exactly, because I'll be doing Reagan and Brennan Friday night.
Well, there's just so much else going on.
UTSA, North Texas.
On. Exactly. So I'm a little bummed about that. But, yeah, well, I'll watch it now because I don't have to pay for it. But I'm just saying, if I had to pay for it,
You'd go to the Roo Pub.
I'd probably do that.
They will have it at the Roo Pub if you don't want to pay for it.
Look, to me, it's an exhibition, kind of a clown show. I mean, really.
Well, again,
right?
It is an exhibition, 2-minute rounds, 8 rounds.
It's a circus.
It's a made-for-TV event.
It's a made for putting money in Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's pocket.
And Jerry.
That's it. And Jerry.
With curtains.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is Jerry won't need curtains Monday night.
No.
The sun will have already set. So what's CD's excuse going to be? Oh, the stadium lights got in my eye.
No.
There's a bug flew in my eye.
Stop.
Jeez.
And I think Lloyd on YouTube is probably right. The UFC pay-per-view fight, John Jones on Saturday night, Netflix knows they can't win that battle.
Yeah.
So Friday night it is.
All right.
Friday night it is. Both fights, though, at the Roo Pub if you're looking for a place to go watch. Not like Joe with the Magic Box.
Well, I just wonder, I mean, are people excited about this particular fight? I mean, I know it was canceled once, right?
We'll ask
Tyson
the people.
Got sick.
Are you guys excited about the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight? Let us know. At Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Menix. Comment on our YouTube page. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Just go to YouTube and search San Antonio Sports Star if you've never been there. And let us know how excited you are. There's also the Creed show. Creed, 3 doors down, up at the Moody Center in Austin. In fact, here in a few minutes, we'll give away tickets to that Creed show if you don't already have them. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Kielbasa bacon is now available at H-E-B. You know, I'm a big bacon fan. I love Kielbasa bacon. It's the best bacon on the planet. I know during the pandemic we were all bummed when they had to pause bacon production, and they did that because they would not compromise on the quality we expect from Kielbasa smoked meats. So a couple of weeks ago, I was thrilled when I got a call from the people at Kielbasa that said, we've got bacon. Yep. Kielbasa thick-cut bacon is available at H-E-B. Packaging a little different from before, but that taste is the same. Kielbasa thick-cut bacon is naturally hickory smoked for that robust flavor in each bite, Made with premium pork, it has 3 grams of protein per serving. In a world of overprocessed foods, Kia Boss's dry-cured bacon is crafted with only 4 simple ingredients, or 5 if you get the peppered flavor. And unlike other bacons that are pumped with water and phosphates, Kia Boss's dry-cured bacon is all meat, no cheat. Life's too short for watered-down bacon. What that really means is your bacon is going to shrink like your normal bacon, and when you're cooking it, it's not going to splatter because it's not pumped full of water. In original and peppered flavors, Kia Bossa bacon is available at H-E-B. Now, if it's not at your H-E-B, you tell that store manager, you ask them kindly to get it, and then you go and drive to the next H-E-B and get your Kia Bossa bacon. I can tell you it's the best bacon. Michael Kia Bossa guarantees it. As written on every package, if it's not the best bacon you've ever eaten, just call Michael Kia Bossa. He'll give you your money back, and they can say again at Kia Bossa, we've got bacon. Get into H-E-B today and get yourself Kia Bossa dry-cured, thick-cut bacon.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, Manny Jr. here with Rock's Discount Vitamins. This holiday season, don't let those extra pounds sneak up on you. We have the largest selection of weight control products to help you stay on track. Boost your metabolism with our non-stimulant fat burners, or try Cuts, which helps your carbs work for you, not against you. With 12 locations across San Antonio, Rock's Discount Vitamins has everything you need to keep your diet in check this holiday season. Find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support.
George Gets Justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tab when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Build up to Black Friday with savings all month long at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances, plus take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And don't wait to pick up holiday inflatables under $20. Don't wait to save, in-store or online now, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
The most wanted beauty gifts of the season just dropped at Ulta Beauty. From exclusive kits by Sol de Janeiro, MAC, and e.l.f. to the cult favorite Hourglass holiday palettes. And let's not forget the stunning Dyson Airwrap in Strawberry Bronze. These limited editions won't last long, so don't miss out. While you're there, why not grab yourself something special too? I mean, 'tis the season, right? Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
Get Black Friday savings all month long at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. Lease this 2025 Nissan Sentra SV for just $186 per month for 18 months. Lease this 2025 Kicks SV for just $258 per month for 18 months. Come in today or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. Ancira Nissan, I-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa. Sorry, I was emailing the Spurs.
Yeah. Alexa.
Play
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Lots of things you could do there. The Spurs say that it will be Brian Wright, the general manager, talking pregame, not interim head coach Mitch Johnson. So I'm sure Brian will give more of an update at 5:15 to the media. So we're trying to figure out how we can pipe into that or whatnot, because obviously we're going to want to know with the news today. If you're just getting by the radio, the Spurs did announce today that Greg Popovich suffered a mild stroke back on November 2nd. That was the health issue. It was a mild stroke. He is, according to the Spurs, starting the rehab process and expected to make a full recovery. No timeline as to when he will return to the sidelines as the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, and I would imagine it's not going to be anytime soon. They're going to make sure that he's okay. He's going to be ready to go. I'm thinking it could be as long as after the All-Star break, if then. So we'll see. If it was just mild and he's going through the rehab process, then perhaps he gets back sooner rather than later. But for Greg Popovich, please take as much time as you need to get well.
Well, that's it. And when dealing with strokes, and earlier in the show we were talking with Brittany Matters, who's with the neurological department over at St. Luke's. Every stroke is different. It's not like a sprained ankle or a broken bone where you go 4 to 6 weeks, or this is a typical 3-week injury. And none of us know any details on the specifics of what Pop did. And having a stroke, yes, we all kind of know what that means, but there's so many variations with that. And the rehab process in retraining your brain, but it's what was all affected. Was it droopiness in your face, or, lost use of the left side or right side of your body, or whatever it might be? So every rehab is a little bit different based on whatever it is you're dealing with, and we just don't have any of those specifics. So no idea. Would it be after Thanksgiving, after Christmas, after the All-Star break? But generally not bad. But the fact that he has started the rehab process 10, 11 days after suffering a mild stroke is a good sign that mild is indeed accurate.
Absolutely. And I think a big thing there is that Greg Popovich is in pretty good shape.
Yes.
Right? So I think that probably helps. I'm not a doctor, but he was in pretty good shape. And so I just hope whenever he comes back, Mitch Johnson is handling things, and I think handling things very well. And so there's no reason to rush back. Just get well and
that's it. Although I think anybody that's gone through any kind of rehab, your motivation is going to be a little bit different. Pop might want to rush back because that's his motivation to get back to his team.
Could be.
And you have to have something to work forward to. And again, we know how driven Greg Popovich is, so I would imagine he'll attack his rehab process the way he would expect a player to do that. So we'll, as we learn more, we will certainly pass it along to you here. And again, you talk about Mitch. in watching games that the Spurs have played since he has been the interim coach, I haven't seen any obvious, like, what the hell is he doing there? And granted, that could be the most experienced or a long-tenured coach or one of the best coaches in the NBA today, like Eric Spoelstra last night calling a timeout when he didn't have one. I'm glad that didn't happen to Mitch Johnson.
No, I'm glad that didn't either. Eric Spoelstra just I lost track of time, and it's I don't know how many people are old enough to remember, but the Fab Five of Michigan. They did that, right?
Chris Webber.
Yeah, Jalen Rose was there, by the way, and the look on his face after Spoelstra did that was comical. And basically, it was a tight game. They had a chance to win that game, and that kind of, well, it was a technical foul, so it hurt them.
Yep,
so
it certainly did. All right, it's almost 3:30, so you still got seconds to start following us on SA Sports Star on Instagram. Go to @SA Sports Star if you want to win those Papa Roach tickets. You know what to do. Go to SA Sports Star on Instagram and send a direct message. And all you have to do on that direct message is say last resort. And Ryan's going to take all the people that do that, put it in the name generator, and pick a winner so you can win tickets to go see Papa Roach at the Frost Bank Center March 22nd. If you don't win them, buy them livenation.com. But again, make sure you're following on Instagram @SA Sports Star. Send the direct message, last resort, for your chance to win those Papa Roach tickets.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck to that. Longhorns, boy, they get Arkansas this week. We'll talk about that coming up with Bob Ballou, along with the latest college football rankings and the outrage associated with something that's going to change next Tuesday. Bob Ballou joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, let's talk about Stevens Roofing right now, though. I love talking about Stevens Roofing. Been doing it for a long time. Family-owned company, local company, and your roof is pretty important to your house. And you want to make sure that you've got somebody you can trust, somebody you can rely on. That is Stevens Roofing. It doesn't matter what kind of project you have either. If you have a building, a commercial building that needs a roof, Stevens Roofing can do that. You want a metal roof on your house, Stevens Roofing can do that as well. Look, they're licensed by the city of San Antonio, and estimates are always free. Doesn't cost you anything to call them, have them come out and take a look. 210-785-0994. And if you're like me and just about everybody else on the planet, you want to save some money these days, and you've been thinking about going solar, well, Stevens Roofing can help you out there as well. And solar panels, increasingly affordable these days. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on if the grid goes down. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Call them, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, how'd the Spurs look last night? And we preview Washington and Philly. Every Cowboy fan's dream. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Friday night in the Alamo Dome, your UTSA Roadrunners take on rival North Texas. It's the UTSA Salute to Armed Forces and Veterans presented by USAA. Get your tickets now, and you can donate to the Tickets for Troops program to help deserving service members and veterans attend the game. It's UTSA versus North Texas this Friday night at 7 in the Alamo Dome. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
Football season is in full swing. Take full advantage by winning some cash with Sleeper Picks. Sleeper Picks is a fantasy game, but you could win real money. Just pick more or less than at least 2 of your favorite player stats. If you're right, you could win. You can pick up to 8 players to win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Sleeper has a special offer. New users will have their first deposit match up to $1,500. So if you deposit $1,500, they'll give you an extra $1,500 in credit. If you've already played, Sleeper's got discounted player projections every week of the season. Check in and see what they have this week. Download the Sleeper app now and use promo code SCORE, and your first deposit will be matched 100% up to $1,500 in credit. What are you waiting for? Download Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest-growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Use code SCORE for up to $1,500 credit match on your first deposit. That's code SCORE. Must be at least 18 years old in most states and in state where it is legal. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details at sleeper.com. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
Shop Dell Technologies Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Congratulations to Kendra Manning. She won the Papa Roach tickets. We've got Creed tickets we'll give away here, I don't know, before 4:30. Stick around for your chance to go see Creed in Austin on Friday night up at the Moody Center. Let's go to Austin now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Our good friend Bob Ballou, our Longhorn insider from KI Television in Austin. Longhorns looked really good last week and beating the crap out of Florida. That Quinn guy, no talk about him getting benched, but we did see Arch Manning.
Joe didn't say anything? I thought for sure Joe would be.
Well, I called Sark and said Arch needs to play. Let's go.
Listen.
Bob, hang on. Hang on, Bob.
Yeah.
True story, because I was at the game, that 11 a.m. kickoff the other day.
This should be good.
First quarter, I get a text from Reinagel. They need to put in Arch. First quarter.
Quinn was all over the place in the first quarter.
The game hadn't even started.
Jeez.
What he only threw 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and 3 more in the second. That wasn't enough.
Well, it was early.
Arch would have thrown 3 in the first and 4 in the second. Is that where we are?
Exactly. Yes.
I love it. That's good stuff.
Texas looked good, Bob.
Texas looked good. Listen. Florida with Aiden Warner is not Florida with DJ Lagway. they had played really well for those 5 weeks coming in. And I think we talked about that, Joe, when you were asked about the 21.5 point spread. I said if Aiden Warner's their starter, I can see why you would take the Texas minus 21.5. I mean, they're just Florida. You saw in the second half against Georgia, like that Aiden just wasn't. He's not DJ Lagway, and he was their third string quarterback going into this show. That's not to say Aiden won't be good down the road. Who knows? But the way this Texas defense has played, it was going to be hard for them to do anything offensively, and all it was really going to take was getting the Texas offense going. And some of the stuff that Sark was rolling out kind of told you early that he was in his bag and he was ready to do some special things. And then we saw I don't even know what to call it, the fake reverse, fake inside handoff,
yes,
toss back reverse. That was one of the coolest plays we've seen in a long time. So yeah, once they got going, they were fine. And they went up 42-0 right at the beginning of the third quarter and kind of coasted from there. But yeah, that's the Texas I think more people want to see. I think the expectation should be that high, that's what they're doing against these teams. And I think to me, as much as we want to talk offense all the time, what this defense has done this year is what we need to be talking about more and more, because they are, if they're not the best defense in the country, they're in the top 2 or 3, and they've just been terrific this entire season. So I think the defense deserves a ton of credit for where Texas is right now.
Well, and it was a game that they needed after, the Vanderbilt game where, it was a game that Texas needed. There's no question about that. So glad to see that happened, and Minix didn't jinx them, because typically he does when he goes to the stadiums, Bob. But
it's Cowboys.
Only the Cowboys?
Only the Cowboys. This year,
you were there for the Georgia game, pal.
I was also at the Oklahoma game.
Texas OU.
Yeah.
Give them a little credit for Texas OU.
OU sucks.
Oh, hi.
Well, it is 340.
Yeah,
it is 340.
Yes,
Man, OU still sucks. Choklahoma. How did your Missouri Tigers beat those guys?
Oh, just blew them out of the water. I mean, never really even a game.
Shut up. You sound like Ryan.
No, listen. I think I've mentioned to you that this year has been a really weird year for Missouri, and then for Drink to say, "Hey, we're back in the playoff mix," and he's not wrong. I don't mean it like he's wrong. It's insane. But because they played 2 good teams this year in A&M, Alabama, and lost by 100 to both of them. But they're 7-2, so you can't argue with it. It goes along with what's going on in this conference right now, which is going to be one of the funniest. The way this could play out is going to be we could have an 8-way tie for first. There's a scenario right now where if Texas loses to A&M and they finish 10-2, they could finish 8th in the conference, and it's not that far fetched. It's not like it's that crazy. And I think the conference title game would be Alabama against LSU, and LSU is not good. If you've watched them play this year, that is not a good football team.
Yeah, I watched Saturday night. It was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't just Alabama. I mean, A&M ran through them without having a quarterback. They just ran the ball, and LSU couldn't stop them after being down 17-7. And they lost to USC, who's a 5-loss LSU team. So, it is really fun to watch all this stuff play out. I think if we get into the college football playoff picture and everything that happened last night, I think the committee's setting us up for more Big Ten and more SEC teams that probably deserve to be in the field, because if we're talking about what's deserved, I mean, leaving SMU out, they're going to leave SMU or Miami out. If those teams are both 11-1 and play in the ACC title game, and whoever wins is getting in, I think whoever loses is probably going to be out. And whether that's fair, whether whatever you agree with or disagree with, look at the Big Ten. I mean, how is Penn State where they are? What's Penn? It's kind of like Texas right now, to be honest. But like, what's Penn State's best data point? That they lost at home to Ohio State by 7. It's kind of like, I mean, it's where Texas is. What's Texas' best? And again, no fault to Texas. They scheduled the defending national champion on the road. They had what they thought would be an Oklahoma team that was pretty good. They're not. The SEC makes the schedule. Texas doesn't. But in the end, it could really hurt them if they don't run the table these last 3 games.
Well, and it's got to hurt them, although it doesn't. They're sitting at number 3 as we sit right now. But, I mean, the fact that Georgia is really not Georgia, it doesn't seem like. 1 week they are, 1 week they're not. I mean, they looked horrible against Ole Miss. Give Ole Miss some credit, but Georgia, boy, they didn't even look like they showed up to play.
Which is really kind of crazy to watch this Georgia team fall apart the way it. I know fall apart's maybe a little extensive word, but I mean they would not be in the playoff if it started today, and I think that's incredible. Carson Beck has not looked good.
No,
just flat out has not looked good. The Ole Miss defense has been really good all year, and just completely shut Georgia down after I think they scored early, and then they scored 3 points the rest of the way. Like, you know, Georgia's just doesn't look like Georgia right now, but they did against Texas. So, and maybe that was just a product of the moment, and Texas wasn't ready for it. Whatever it was, that's where we are right now. And Texas had its chance to have its statement win against Georgia. They didn't get it. So now they basically have to run the table, I think, to really legitimately put themselves in a definitive position to get in the playoff. If they win these last 3 games, they'll be in. If they don't and they lose to A&M and they're sitting at 10-2, I think it's obviously going to depend on what other teams do, but it's going to be hard to convince that committee that Texas should be in with its best win against Vanderbilt, its best win against Arkansas, 5-loss Michigan, 6-loss Oklahoma. I mean, they're not going to have a great win. And so I think the committee, you know, maybe they get in at 10-2, but I think you're going to be really hard pressed to believe they're going to if that happens.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, and you say that, and I know other games are going to factor into that. I kind of feel like if the Longhorns win the next couple and they lose to A&M, they still get in. I mean, they wouldn't be hosting or getting a first-round bye, but they could still get in that scenario, even if they lost to A&M. It's, you know,
it's not that they can't. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying when you look at the SEC standings and you see Tennessee's 8-1, A&M's 7-2, Georgia's 7-2, Ole Miss 8-2, Alabama 7-2. Like, those teams right now would get in over Texas if it came down to a schedule. Like, if Texas loses to A&M, all those other teams stay with 2 losses. Texas is going to be at the bottom of the barrel of those teams. Not their fault, again, but just that's their schedule, and it's going to come down to strength of schedule at some point in some way. And if it does, that's where Texas is going to lose out. Again, no fault of their own, but that is what it is.
Yeah, but I think Texas, just because they're Texas, Bob, is going to give them a little bit of an edge over, I don't know, any one of those teams that you just mentioned. To be honest with you,
Indiana.
Right. I just think that, I mean, and maybe it shouldn't be that way, but you know as well as I do, it is. It's Texas. They would love to have the Texas Longhorns in the playoff picture.
If the committee comes down and they say the final decision comes down to Texas and SMU.
Yeah, exactly. You know who's getting in.
Well, and again, as we visit with Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin, and we talk about, like, I hate these weekly ranking shows because there's no point we know it's going to change. Now, the first one, seeing what it could look like on paper, 12-team playoff, Texas hosting Alabama, man, I was really excited. Last night, there's all this outrage with the rankings that came out last night because that would mean a playoff that doesn't include Georgia. These people are all idiots. It's going to change on Tuesday. But, I mean, you create those talking points, but what it really does, though, is it makes you question who is on the committee, why are they on the committee, what are their individual agendas, because they're athletic directors, and now you got everybody questioning everything. So when you say you got to leave it up to the committee, if you're a Texan fan driving around right now, you go, crap, we can't do that.
Well, and here's what I think is, to your point, I think part of what's good about seeing these selection shows, I mean, obviously it's for TV and it's for us to talk about and have these conversations, but they're also setting us up for what they believe. And they're setting us up for, here's how we're going to go about this. So, as an example, look at the top 5 teams in the country right now. Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, and Indiana are in the top 5. There are 4 Big Ten teams in the top 5 right now. So that excludes undefeated BYU. So they're saying that Penn State at 8-1 with no wins and a loss against Ohio State at home is better than a BYU team that has a couple of wins against, they beat SMU, who's ranked 14th. According to I'm just going by their rankings, that's a nice win. Kansas State's a nice win.
So they believe that any of those Big Ten teams are better than BYU. They're also telling you, we're going to let the SEC schedule play out, but right now, Texas is 3, Tennessee is 7, Alabama 10, Ole Miss 11, Georgia 12. They're kind of giving us that, like, well, there are 5 teams right there. Only 4 of them are probably going to get in because we have to include Boise State or whoever ends up being the Power 4 team or the Group of 4 team. So they're kind of hinting at, we don't believe in the Big Ten or in the Big 12. We think the Big Ten's good, and that's why we're leaving Penn State up here.
Well,
they just give you clues as to what they're thinking right now.
Maybe
Which
they're
I think
thinking,
is where you-
they're thinking like the Utah athletic director. BYU is undefeated because they cheated and got help from the referees.
I can't imagine a scenario where that would ever happen.
Well, Bob Ballou, here's my question to you because you know all. We have a renewed rivalry game coming up this Saturday at Arkansas that I know Sark has been talking up, saying it's underrated, I think he said, or people aren't paying attention to it. But you know probably better than anybody, or anybody that's a Longhorn fan knows this, that Arkansas is going to do everything in its power to knock off the Texas Longhorns.
Well, let's go back a little bit. So in 21, Texas went up there in Sark's second game, and it was a 16-7 game late in the third quarter, and then Arkansas ran away with it. Every Texas fan that I've talked to that went to that game said those fans were the crudest, worst fans toward them that they've seen since Ohio State in 05. Now let's go back to 2014 in one of the most epic bowl games that's ever been played. And by that, I mean one of the worst bowl games I've ever seen in my life. Texas played Arkansas in Houston at the Houston Bowl. And Sam Pittman even said it this week. He said, we were both 6-6. That was Charlie Strong's first year. Texas finished the game, by the way, with 59 yards of offense, and most of those came on the final drive. But Sam Pittman even said this week, going into that game, it felt like a national title game when he was around Arkansas fans. What Sark said at SEC Media Days was the perfect way to say this. Arkansas hates Texas more than Arkansas loves itself.
It's true.
And when he said that, it kind of created this like, oh, that's kind of a shot. Like, oh, it's, whatever. Sam Pittman got up the next day and he was like, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with Sark. I think that's right. This fan base is rabid against how much it hates Texas. I'm unfortunately not going to get to go this weekend, but if I was going to go, I was going to take a station vehicle that did not say CBS Austin on it. Because I was so worried about coming out of that stadium with 4 flat tires and spray paint all over it. So it really is, there really is that amount of hatred. And I think for Texas fans, obviously you're separated. You have OU still. You're separated from the A&M rivalry by 12 years right now. But you know what that was. And I think if you're a real Texas fan, you know how much Arkansas hates you. I was at the 99 Cotton Bowl when Arkansas won that game, and they were atrocious then. Which is, for me, like, as long as it's not like crossing the line of hurting someone or whatever, I'm all for it. I think it's great for college football.
So are you not going because you're scared or you're the jinx? I mean, you just told us about some awful losses that you were in the building for, because I know you don't really give a damn about 4 tires that belong to the vehicle that belonged to CBS Austin.
Well, I got to be able to drive back. That was the problem.
Yeah, but they have discount tires there.
I didn't want to be stuck in Fayetteville for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that.
2 or 3 weeks. Sorry, boss, can't get home.
Sorry.
Fred Flintstone that thing all the way back.
I don't want this to get away from us without me talking a little bit about the game real quick, because I do want to say this. I've said this since before the year started, and I'm not backing down from it. I think Taylon Green, their quarterback, looks like Vince Young. He is not Vince Young. I'm not. But he wears the number 10. He's big. He runs like a deer in the open field. He's got like a little bit of the shake in the backfield, the shake and bake that Vince had. And maybe we don't see it play out this year, but I'm just telling you, this kid, go watch his highlights. I was in the middle of a post on Twitter that I was about to put up. I'm not saying he's Vince, but go watch him and you'll be like, yeah, I can see that. I see a little bit of him. Taylon Green's been really good for them. If they get both their running backs this week, one of them, Jaquindon Jackson, who played at Texas, came here as a quarterback in 2020, the COVID year. And, obviously it was going to take time. He ended up transferring to Utah, became a running back, transferred to Arkansas. Now he's their running back there. averages about 5.5 yards a carry. Listen, they said Jaquindon's been talking about this for months. It was one of the things when they were recruiting him to come from Utah to Arkansas. He was like, I want to play Texas. So these guys know. I mean, they know what they're getting themselves into. Arkansas will be probably the most dynamic offense that Texas has faced this year. By the time it's all said and done, maybe it'll be Georgia, but I think it'll be Arkansas. And so this weekend is a huge challenge, not just from a environment perspective, but also this is a decent enough Arkansas. I mean, they beat Tennessee at home. So this has been a decent enough Arkansas team when it's healthy to really compete against the good teams.
Sounds, Bob Ballou, like you have the appropriate fear. So your prediction for Saturday is what? Give me a score.
Oh, why?
Because,
why
you know,
why
why
do I
not?
have to do this?
I mean,
because last year against Kansas State, I made one call dead on, and then that was it. That's all I'm ever going to get for the rest of my life.
You like the bragging rights. Let's hear it.
What do they have the line at? I didn't even look.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just gut feeling. You're on the spot. Give me a score. We got 10 seconds.
I think it's 13.5, Bob.
13.5. Okay. I think Arkansas covers. I think this is a closer game than what people think. I'll go Texas 31-25.
31-25. And I'll ask Ryan Eagles' question for him. At what point does Arch take over for Quinn?
Next year.
Next year.
Hey, real quick. Do I have time to get this in?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. First, number one in points in our fantasy football league is Joe Reinigle. Number 2 is Paul Morellis, and number 3 is me. Last place in points right now is Jason Minix.
Yeah, but what place am I in?
Jason is 6-4 in third place.
I'm in third place.
You gotta love 300 points behind Joe, and he's sitting tied with Joe.
Well, part of that, Joe scored like almost 200 in a game and lost.
Yeah. I think I have you this week, Ballou.
Yes, me and you, Joe.
All right.
Back at it.
And I've got more people on IR than points, and yet I'm still in third place.
I think I'm favored by 21.5, Bob.
Oh, and that's about right for where I am right now. So
yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
Good stuff. Bob, always appreciate it, man.
All right, fellas. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks,
Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Yeah, we've got some Creed tickets to give away. Creed. They're going to be in Austin on Friday night, the Moody Center. You want to win the tickets? A little trivia. Although this is easy. This is easy. This is batting practice easy. You should be able to knock this one out of the park. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. Creed got back together, started to make some money going on tour again because of what baseball team? First person that knows that gets the tickets. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before you accept it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15. The Cowboys take center stage hosting the Houston Texans for Monday Night Football.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts after the Blitz at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking.
How about them Cowboys? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Boy, do I have good news for you. Hi, this is Mike Kilbasa, and we've just made our legendary dry-cured bacon available at H-E-B. This is bacon made the way it was made in the old days, with no water, no chemicals, just 4 simple ingredients and real hickory smoke. The result? A slow-crafted bacon with a bold flavor our fans know and love, now in a new package. Life is too short for watered-down bacon, so if you don't see Kielbasa dry-cured bacon at your H-E-B, ask the store manager or visit kielbasa.com to find it at a store near you.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Ready to kick off your holiday shopping early? Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is here with up to 40% off the best gifts for everyone on your list, even you. Snag $15 cleansers from brands like Tula and Philosophy, plus $10 minis from brands like MAC and Urban Decay that deliver big joy in little packages. And don't miss 40% off select YSL and Armani fragrances. Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you're looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro-hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
This holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin.
No way!
Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single-line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs gave us a medical update on head coach Greg Popovich. The team announced today that he suffered a mild stroke on November 2nd. He's already started the rehabilitation process. He's expected to make a full recovery, although no timeline for a return. Speaking of the Spurs, they look to get back to the 500 mark. They welcome in the 2-7 Washington Wizards. Tip-off from the Frostbank Center is set for 7 o'clock.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA
champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that camel. Yeah, I do. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Here we go. Hope you're having a great Hump Day.
Hump day.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Toe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Yeah.
On this Hump Day Wednesday, glad to have you along here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. There's a poll still up, and it's kind of interesting with the poll question. Are you excited for the Paul Tyson fight coming up Friday night? Right now, no's at 58%.
How did you vote?
No.
You haven't voted?
No.
You're supposed to. I voted.
You asked how did I vote? I said no.
Oh,
I didn't say I didn't vote. I said no.
Oh, no, so you're not excited
Well,
about
I'm
that?
not excited because I'm more excited about where I'm going to be Friday, but I won't be near a television. I'm guessing this will be over by the time
No. You know how these fights are. They're not going to start till like 10:30.
It's not in Las Vegas, sir.
It's in Dallas.
It's in Dallas.
Well, they have an undercard.
They do.
In fact, Mario Barrios is fighting.
That's it. El Aztec is going to be on that fight.
How about that?
Card. Yeah, no, I look at that, but overall, watching Tyson and Jake Paul doesn't excite me at all, but Reagan Brennan, that does excite me, and I don't care what time they do that thing. I got to leave Ferris Stadium and then deal with 1604. I'm just hoping that the 1604 is open Friday night when I leave Ferris Stadium.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, it might be 2.5 hours to get over to the Rue Pub to see the end of that fight, if that is the case.
You may have to drive to, I don't know, Seguin first.
Seguin?
It's crazy. I hate that when 1604. It's going to be so nice when it's done.
Yeah.
But right now, it sucks on the weekend.
Yes.
Pretty much that's it.
Well, the fact that we've got all our roads under construction all the time. The Saturday morning leaving for Austin. 1604 in Blanco was closed. All right, this sucks. But you get around all that, fine. You're going through. And then when you go from 1604 to get to I-35 North, that was closed. You know, you had to stay on 1604, and then, you know, you get past the Forum on that part, turn around, come back, and then deal with all that. It's like, I had like 28 minutes to the drive.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. I know there's a way to do it, and I'm not going to sit here but somebody needs to, like, publish that every
I think they
day.
do.
They do? Where?
I think they do.
In the bathroom wall? Where the hell do they
do
it?
At least, you know, if it was in a bathroom wall, you would see it.
Well,
because that's where you spend most of your time.
Well, I don't know where the hell it is.
I believe TxDOT puts it out. I think every week somewhere on the local news that you don't watch anymore, they probably talk about it.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
I think it's obvious. It's out there. My SA will have it. KSAT will have it. Ken's will have it. I mean, it seems like everybody has it on Twitter. That's generally where I see it.
On Twitter?
Yeah. A little device on your phone.
No, I know where that is.
Okay.
But, you know, it takes a lot of work unless you see it, right? I mean, you got to – if I happen to be looking at Twitter at the time, if not, I got to go search.
Oh, it's difficult.
It's a pain in the –
I mean, if you really want to know – so what you're saying is you need a friend at TxDOT to just send you a text every week when the road is closed?
That's exactly what I need.
Does TxDOT need to start a concierge service for messaging?
I think so.
Would you actually sign up for text alerts from TxDOT?
I would.
You would not.
Of course I would.
You would cancel that immediately.
Because the worst thing to get in is and not know that loop is closed. Clyde's a funny guy.
He thinks he is
He's
anyway.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Now, I'm being told right now by a very unreliable source that the road closures are apparently done for the year.
That's not true.
At 1604 and 10.
Who's telling you that?
Ben.
Oh, Ben doesn't know.
Exactly.
So Ben tells me the other night that Outback has a steak and lobster special for $29.
You went over there?
No.
Got a bloomin' onion instead?
I didn't. And I appreciate it. I'm sure they – I don't know if it's $29 or $24, whatever it was.
Whatever.
Well, I appreciate you, though, Ben.
Well, look.
But I don't believe that nothing's going to be closed for the rest of the year.
16 of 4 and 10 closers done until the first of the year, according to Ben. I don't know if that's true or not. Do not take that to the bank. And maybe at 16 of 4 and 10, that might be true because this weekend it was 16 of 4 in Blanco that was closed. I know that because I got stuck in that on Friday night coming home from the high school football game and then Saturday morning leaving for Austin. It was closed. But, those Jared Goff stats are right up there. You never know. Now, according to John, they do have a text alert service.
They do.
So can somebody send Reinagel the information? And again, when I say send it to Reinagel, get in your car, drive to 4050 Eisenhower Road, grab his phone, set it up, because he won't give his number out, but he'll let you set that up for him, because if you actually send him the instructions, he'll look at it, think about it, not do anything, and then bitch about later what happened to those instructions. He can't find them anymore.
No, I would find them. I just don't want to get in the car and start heading to, I don't know, wherever that you have to go to the 160410 loop and it's closed.
You know what I do?
What?
When I get in my car?
Uh-huh.
And again, I use GPS nowadays with places I know where I'm going for that very reason. If it's all red, I'm going another way, or I'm going to listen to the way the GPS is telling me to go. Like, why does it want me to do that? And you ignore it, and then you realize I should have listened. You do that a couple of times, and you start to listen.
I will never do that again. I am listening always. After 2.5 hours, my life was taken away from me on I-10 near Seguin.
Yeah. So you can find out. But we were going to do that the other night. It was like, all right, got home. We were going to go to Picks. There was a band playing that we enjoy. Saw that 16 of 4 was closed. I'm like, nope, we ain't going.
No. You can't.
Ain't going.
Because you're stuck there.
And call Uber, and it's like, why is Uber 38 minutes away? Oh, 1604 is closed. Cancel that. Drink beer out of the fridge. And thanks to Joe Reinagel, my beer fridge is fuller today than it was a couple of days ago.
You haven't consumed all of that yet?
I haven't consumed any of that yet.
Why not?
Well, you gave it to me on Monday.
Yes.
And it's Wednesday.
Okay.
And I had beer in my fridge that was already there. So, no, I haven't gotten to
all right, good.
What you bought yesterday.
Well, good. I'm glad that supply is still there.
Yes.
I'm going to make a surprise visit this weekend.
Sure you are.
I might.
Sure. Your wife's still out of town?
No, well, she'll be back.
All right. So there'll be no surprise visit.
Well, there might be.
You're gonna be dealing with the honey-do list.
The honey-do list?
Yeah. Honey, I've been gone. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You certainly, because I was looking at, Cowboys play on Monday. Sunday, there's a lot of really good NFL games, but looking at the forecast for this weekend, we should go out and play golf.
Man, it's going to be
Sunday
a nice
morning.
it's going to be a nice weekend weather-wise. And then it's supposed to get cold next week. So
I know. So we got to go play some golf this weekend.
Well,
it's been a while. I have not played golf since the high school football season started. Pledge, you in? All right. Are you in?
Well, I don't know yet.
Or do you need to get permission?
I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on this weekend.
Will you reach out to Bo and get us a tee time for Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, you got it.
Not stupid early.
Like 10?
Sure.
11?
What do you mean, 10 is too early?
What time do you want to go?
I'm just saying 10 o'clock. Come on. What the hell are you doing?
It's Sunday morning.
Well, you got to be you got to be done by the time that Kansas City Buffalo game's on.
That's a noon game?
No, it's a 3:30 game.
Then 10 o'clock is fine.
See that?
Because I
That's
can
what I'm
watch the
saying.
games there at the Golf Club of Texas while we're in Clubhouse or on my phone.
Well, exactly. That's the whole point. That's the vet move. You get online right now at golfclubtexas.com and make your tee time early Sunday morning so you're ready for those good games on Sunday afternoon. That's exactly the way to do it, Minix. I've been telling you that about the Golf Club of Texas. That's exactly the way to do it. Look, it's your football watching headquarters. That's what it is. Whether it's Saturday college football or whether it's Sunday pro football doesn't make any difference, or Thursday night for that matter, or Monday night. The Golf Club of Texas is the place to go watch football games. They have a great restaurant called the Tin Cup Restaurant. The food is fantastic. The drinks are fantastic. And there's TVs all over the place. You can watch with your friends, your family, whatever you choose to do. The Golf Club of Texas is where you should go. And I want you to do something for me. If you're able, if you're not driving right now, but if you're able, I want you to circle Friday, November the 22nd on your calendar. It is steak night out at the Golf Club of Texas on November 22nd. $30 a plate, but you get a beautiful steak, a 10-ounce ribeye, mashed potatoes, broccolini, or you can have salmon with I'm not sure what that is, but button carrots.
What is broccolini?
Or herb roasted
Who's
chicken.
Herb?
It's a dude we're taking out there with us. It's a great deal, but circle it on your calendar. Friday, November 22nd, it is steak night at the Golf Club of Texas. But don't wait till then to get out there. Again, go to golfclubtexas.com, golfclubtexas.com. Make your tee time for early this weekend and stick around and watch some football with all your friends there at the Golf Club of Texas. You know where it is. It's right off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The most wanted beauty gifts of the season just dropped at Ulta Beauty. From exclusive kits by Sol de Janeiro, MAC, and e.l.f. to the cult favorite Hourglass holiday palettes. And let's not forget the stunning Dyson Airwrap in strawberry bronze. These limited editions won't last long, so don't miss out. While you're there, why not grab yourself something special too? I mean, 'tis the season, right? Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year, just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely, a Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. The Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it. For a limited time, receive a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best tasting water you've ever had. Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy hump day.
And while we do like to have a lot of fun here, obviously, we also like to be right. And sometimes when we take information from listeners, we realize we're rolling the dice. And we even said that when we got the note from Ben that said that there were no closures for the end of the year. We quickly get bombarded with all these different notes that there will indeed be closures this weekend, including Ben, who admitted he was wrong. According to this Ken's 5 report that many of you sent us, including Ben, major road closure on I-10 at Loop 1604 this weekend.
I-10 is going to be shut down in both directions at 1604 all weekend, starting Friday night at 9 o'clock. And 1604 Friday night is going to be shut down, but then it will reopen at 5 a.m. Saturday morning.
All right, so what time? Because all I care about when I leave Ferris Stadium.
Now, you're screwed.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's pretty much it.
Perfect.
You're screwed at 9 o'clock, so you won't be done at 9 o'clock.
I won't be done at 9 o'clock.
Be about the third quarter at 9 o'clock, won't it? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't be done. So you better start planning an alternate route.
I'll pack a lunch.
Yeah. I would do that if I were you.
Well, and then you look at Brennan Reagan. Everybody there to watch Reagan going the same direction down 1604. We might have a long post-game show. There'll be no hurry to get out of that parking lot.
No, there won't. Or just find yourself a pub over there near Helotes.
That I can do.
Yeah.
That
hang out for a while.
That I can do. John Sobery says we need to fire Ben. John, that's already happened.
Yeah, that happened a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right, Ben. Good try, buddy.
You had a good run.
Yeah.
One and done.
Yeah. Did he have a run?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
There's an interesting article on ESPN Plus today talking about free agents for next NFL season. And normally I would why are we even doing this? It's the middle of the year. We got half of it. But Cowboy season's over, so we might as well start looking ahead. But also, there are two notable Dallas Cowboys that are on the early top 25 free agent ranking and predictions list. So when you think about, these are the top 25 best free agents that are going to be available to our Dallas Cowboys, current Dallas Cowboys. So the question really becomes, really? Top 25? Do we need to rethink their future with the Dallas Cowboys? If they're that good still, do you really want them to continue their careers somewhere else? Because both of them, older players that look like they might be on their last legs, that sound like the kind of guys Micah Parsons was claiming to be talking about when he was throwing Mike McCarthy under the bus on Sunday.
No, look, for both of these players, and look, one of them is Zach Martin.
Mm-hmm.
His contract is up at the end of the year. It would not surprise me one bit if Zach Martin just says, you know what, it's been a great run, fellas, I'm done.
Well, again, if he retires, cool. But can you imagine Zach Martin, who right now is ranked number 12th on the list of top 25 potential free agents? He's not having a Zach Martin-like year, but he's not completely gone. It's not. He's in better shape today than, say, Tyron Smith was last year when Tyron Smith wanted to continue, ended up with the Jets, and we were like, man, that's good for the Dallas Cowboys. They let him go. Would we have that same conversation if Zach Martin signs with another team next year?
Well, the only reason I would say you think about keeping him, you'd have to take a team-friendly contract.
Sure.
If he doesn't want to do that, I think you have to let him walk. But that offensive line, if you let him walk, is going to be extremely young because you're going to have to fill in somewhere or go get somebody else. So that could be an issue. But, look, the way Zach Martin's playing, if he doesn't retire and he won't take a team-friendly deal, I don't see how you have a choice.
Well,
you got to let him go.
From a financial standpoint, he can't get paid what he's currently getting paid, which part of the reason why he held out last year to get these 2 years at a high level, and maybe they have an agreement, if you will, that pay me now because, as long as he's got something left in the tank, and he's not playing to Zach Martin standards, but he's still better than, I don't want to say everybody on the team. I think Tyler Smith is probably the best offensive lineman the Cowboys have put on the field this year. The other one is DeMarcus Lawrence. He's number 15 on this list of potential top 25 free agents, making $10 million this year. He's 33 years old, dealing with that injury. So you wonder if
he walks, dude, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah?
You let D-Law walk. You're going to need all that money to sign Micah Parsons if that's the way you want to go with that. D-Law has to be a casualty. I think you can find another pass rusher in the draft or maybe somebody cheaper in the free agent market, but I think D-Law, this will be his last year in Dallas.
If the Cowboys do keep him back, and again, the philosophies are going to be so different depending on who the new head coach is going to be of the Dallas Cowboys.
That's true.
Because with a struggling offensive line that could be without Zach Martin next year, sure, you should have a healthier Dak Prescott. Unless they go draft a running back, you've got CD. Are you going to put another quality receiver opposite of CD? But this offense isn't scoring the points the way we expect it to. So if that's the case, you better have a dominant defense.
Yeah.
And a DeMarcus Lawrence on a team-friendly deal, if he's willing to take that, would certainly help in that regard. Because who the hell knows if Mozzie Smith is ever going to turn into the guy they hope that he would. I mean, you listen to people in the building like, man, he's going to be, but we haven't seen it yet. So when you think about, is the new coaching staff going to be more of, man, if we can hold people to, 17, 20 points a game, we won't have to rely as much on the offense, and it's easier to get a better defense because those guys outside of a Micah Parsons aren't going to cost as much.
Well, and it will be interesting, and there's some comments that are on YouTube, but, I mean, depending on who the new defensive coordinator is, a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence may want to go play for Dan Quinn if Quinn comes calling, or somebody else. I mean, that is a distinct possibility. And you look at the Cowboys' history, I mean, they let DeMarcus Ware go.
They did him a solid to go win a ring.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, why not do the same for D-Law? I can't imagine DeMarcus Lawrence is going to take a team-friendly deal to stay in Dallas when, look, unless you are some fantasy land, the Cowboys are rebuilding in a way. And it's next year, I mean, the promise of next year, is it any better than it is right now? It has to be better. But is it better enough that you've got a shot at a championship next year?
Because they have a quarterback already in place and paid and a wide receiver, we keep hearing the Cowboys and Stephen Jones, who will join us here on the Blitz tomorrow, they're always operating on a 5-year plan. And anybody in business knows you always have to have a 5-year plan. But what a 5-year plan is, to be successful in your 5-year plan, is to have 5 successful 1-year plans. This has not been a successful 1-year plan as a part of an overall 5-year plan. But they should have more money to be able to go spend in free agency, assuming they do that. And generally with a new coaching staff, Jerry does that. New coach, what do you want? Let's go get those kind of players. And a little easier to go get better, quicker on defense, and your offense isn't completely broken. Zach Martin is a little different than I think than a DeMarcus Lawrence in the part of Zach Martin is going to be a Hall of Famer and a Ring of Honor type. Mm-hmm. And he will make money for the rest of his life as a legacy member of the Dallas Cowboys. Sure, he could. So is Tyron Smith. He can go finish your career somewhere else. Nobody remembers that. It's like Emmitt Smith wearing a Cardinals uniform. Nobody really remembers that. But when you look at, I could see Zach just having been around him the way you have, I have. That guy bleeds Dallas Cowboy. I don't know that he would go play somewhere else just to get another year of pay.
Well, and that's what I mean. I could honestly see Martin retiring and calling it a day. I'd really like – I can't wait to talk to Zach Martin after the season because I haven't seen any injury issues with him.
He's got neck and back.
But he just hasn't been playing well. And for him, he's another one of those guys that I don't want to see play poorly at the end of his career.
True.
Because Zach Martin is a guy that is just to me, will go down as one of the best offensive linemen to ever play in the NFL. And I don't want to see a Zach Martin like we see him this year. And if he comes back next year and has the same kind of season, I'd much rather see him ride off into the sunset and
it's like Tyron
be
Smith.
that guy.
It's like Tyron Smith.
Sure, exactly.
Or Zeke Elliott, who we celebrated and celebrated maybe not the right word. But, yeah, Jerry, you made the right call on Tyron. You made the right call with Zeke until, of course, you called Zeke back.
Yeah.
That was a bad call, Jerry. Let's talk about it coming up. Our good friend R.J. Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your heating, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quarter Moon. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quarter Moon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quarter Moon, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
The Morning Huddle.
I was out at a Best Buy yesterday afternoon before the game, and I had a Cowboys shirt on.
Oh, you should have just done the Aggie shirt.
Man.
It's your time, Rob.
No, I should have had an Aggie shirt on. I really should.
If I were you, I'd put whatever your Cowboys shirts you've got, put them away for the winter. You're done with them.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low, flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See? It's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning.
and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Being arrested is embarrassing, humiliating, and potentially life-changing. If you want to rewrite the script on the worst night of your life, then you're going to need a stable of aggressive and skilled attorneys. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, Attorneys at Law. We are here to get your life and reputation back. Visit TexasArrest.com or call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. As a former major crimes prosecutor, I've seen almost every type of arrest scenario play out, from small degree drug accusations to death penalty capital murders. I've handled almost every type of case the state of Texas can charge you with. At Barton & Associates, we know how to flip the script and get your life back on track. Call us at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit us at TexasArrest.com. That's TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, coming off their second bye of the season, take on New Mexico State. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Is he ready to go? Not ready to go? Maybe ready to go? I don't know what that means, Pledge. He's getting dressed? So he's shirtless on his...
No way.
Good Lord.
Oh, my gosh. RJ, please. It's a family show, dude. Come on.
A shirtless RJ Ochoa joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line.
It's a family show, RJ. You know that.
Well, all the messages about somebody's feet have kind of changed my perception on what the quality of this show really is. It's a busy day around these parts, busy time of year. I had some chicken on the smoker. I was building a trampoline, but I was doing that in a tank top, and I don't think you guys need to see all that.
No,
I would rather a tank top than a nipple, just for the record. I mean, when Pledge said you were shirtless, that's not a tank top. But
well, I was shirtless in transition when I was talking to him. So I wanted to be in transition while talking to Pledge specifically. Y'all don't deserve that.
I'm glad that you were comfortable enough with James Pledger to change in front of him.
That's how you coach the show together, and you'll see all parts of one another. You guys know better than anybody.
Yeah, trust me. No.
I have seen Joe's feet, yes.
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 But hasn't everybody? I mean,
Well, we have now, yes.
Wait a minute, though. You also saw Joe's walk of atonement, as I understand. Joe paid up, and you're welcome. I haven't heard a thank you from Jason Minix. In fact, he left me off the social thank you when he was bragging about his beer.
I did not. Well, you did get your shout out, and you got it on air, but obviously you didn't hear that part. And I've got to be quite honest with you, RJ Ochoa. I walk in, there's a case of beer on my desk, and Joe with his goofy-ass look, I took the picture, and I posted it, and I had forgotten that you helped me get 2 12-packs, because Joe owes me so much beer, just seeing a case just felt normal.
You know what, Jason? I'll forgive that because we all make mistakes, of different varieties, some small and mild, like forgetting to tag, one of their good friends in a social post out of gratitude, but that's okay. We don't all make mistakes to the buffoon level that Joe did in taking the Cooper Rush-led Dallas Cowboys. Joe, I hope you learned your lesson.
Well, if
he's not taking him, he's not willing to do that again Monday night against the Texans.
And I tell you what, I may have a pretty good shot against the Texans, so that might happen. Who knows? You're right, RJ. I can't the buffoonery of turning the ball over. Zeke Elliott still playing for some reason. I don't know. I don't understand the Cowboys. I just think they hate me.
There's I know you're both familiar with the catalog of The Office, the American version, and there's an episode where Pam is seeing Michael Scott, the character that Steve Carell plays, dating her mother, and she's very upset about this. Because she knows Michael to be a gross human being, somebody who takes pride in their feet, things like that. And she's telling him, "You need to stop dating my mother." And they reach a point of confrontation, and he says, "You know what? I'm going to date her even harder." And she says, what does that mean? And he says, "Oh, you know exactly what it means." And that is our relationship with the Dallas Cowboys. Stop being idiots. And they say, "Oh, we're going to be idiots harder. We're going to find a way." You think that you have experienced the lowest of lows? You think that we can't embarrass you even more? Check this out. The first possession after Zeke Elliott's fumble, we are team nepotism, baby. We're handing it right back to number 15.
And I know that drives a lot of people nuts. There are a lot of different coaches that say somebody makes a mistake, especially if they don't used to, give it to them. Again, you haven't lost confidence in them. Others, you can fumble and not see the ball the rest of the game, and you just go with that. I'm more curious your thoughts on the just god-awful play we saw from Cooper Rush. Now, mind you, in the first half of that game, Joe Reinagle sent on a group text that included James Pledger, Cooper doesn't look all that bad.
He didn't in the first half. Well, at points in the first half.
Like pregame warm-up?
He was throwing the ball great.
Cooper Rush had 43 yards passing in 2024. That's a very difficult thing to do. He did this on 23 pass attempts. I mean, it's a very extraordinarily difficult thing to do. It's so extraordinarily difficult that it had not happened in 23 years. The last person, because we deserve this, that this happened to was Andy Wright, who was quarterbacking the Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is honestly the company that Cooper Rush is in. I think I would have liked to have thought, I should say, but Joe Reinagle exists, that most people learned their lesson, that, Cooper didn't carry the Cowboys in 2022 or anything like that based on everything we've seen since then. But the proof was in the pudding. We talked about this last week. That 5-game run when the Cowboys won 4 games and obviously lost to the Eagles, their defense allowed 15.8 points per game. They entered last week allowing 28.1. He did not have the same, cast of Avengers behind him where he just had to kind of live and drive the bus. And God bless Cooper Rush. I do think he tried his damnedest, and it just isn't enough when you're not a qualified quarterback in the NFL. You can be a very good quarterback like Dak Prescott is and very, poorly like he has this season and watch the rest of this current Dallas Cowboys team combust around you.
Well, RJ, a lot of this, and I will say this, and Jason and I have talked about it. Mike McCarthy has to know, right? He's got a backup quarterback. His offensive line stinks. He's got no running game. As the play caller, don't you have to have some imagination to do something that actually works? And he doesn't.
the first game of the season last year when the Cowboys beat the Giants 40-0, and that was Mike McCarthy's first game as the play caller after Kellen Moore's departure, there was a moment where CeeDee Lamb got open on this cute little bubble screen of sorts. And it was so clear and it was so obvious that he had been schemed open. And those are the kinds of things that brilliant offensive play callers and designers in the NFL do all the time. They find ways to create advantages for their talented players. And Mike McCarthy did that. I mean, we saw it. There's proof, there's evidence, there's data. For some reason, he has regressed, turtled up. Maybe he just doesn't care, and he's just watching the grains of sand tick down this hourglass the way that all of us are. But right now, the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers are averaging the fewest amount of yards per separation across the entire NFL. Troy Aikman was right. Cavante Turpin or whoever can get pissed off about it, but Troy knows ball. And obviously, I mean, it's all in the pudding as mentioned. So I think that there's an enormous amount of blame to go around, certainly. You can put the bulk of it on McCarthy if you want, but the reality is he just doesn't have the horses. I mean, hey, Mike McCarthy, go make Cooper Rush and Jalen Tolbert into a prominent NFL connection on a week-to-week basis.
Doesn't seem that different. No, I'm kidding. It's just such a dumpster fire, RJ, and I think we all knew this was going to be a difficult year. I don't think any of us thought it was going to be as bad as it was. The Dak injury news makes it worse. All the other injuries certainly didn't help the defense. But, I mean, it's just been a straight-up dumpster fire. But there's still plenty of drama in Dallas. The Micah Parsons comments, which, again, Micah, when you're winning games, saying stuff on your podcast, it kind of gets overlooked. When you're losing, it's different. How concerned are you that stuff like what happened on Sunday night and then his podcast Monday ends up affecting that locker room?
Well, in chronological order, I in the moment didn't find what Micah said to be targeted at Mike McCarthy. I understood what he explained to be his intent. I understood that in the moment. But my reaction was, this isn't wise. To your point, Jason, I mean, history is written by the winners, and all the losers get is pointed at and laughed at. And that's who you are right now. And you can complain about it all you want, but there are pros and cons associated with being a member of the Dallas Cowboys. And I obviously understand, and Micah should too, as a member of the media machine, that everybody's going to tee off on that Monday morning. And you can agree or not with whatever you want, Damian Woody's comments or things like that. But there is something incredibly ironic about, oh, man, this is messed up. Check out my podcast later this afternoon where I'll be reacting to it. And so it's like I feel hypocritical because I like that Micah has a podcast. The reality is the moment Micah walks away from the NFL, his attention magnet lowers completely. So I completely understand and encourage him and any Dallas Cowboys player, NFL player, whatever, to capitalize on the moment, to get as much juice out of this as you can. But if your primary interest is winning, if you want to talk about not being a distraction, it is kind of silly to tease what's coming on Monday at 4 p.m. And this is all with Micah just being a player on a standard first-round rookie contract. When you hand him that $30 million, whatever it's going to be, per year contract, he's going to have even more sway, even more leverage, and become even more untouchable. So it's a Kobayashi Maru. I know you both know exactly what that is.
Yes. Little Star Trek reference.
Oh,
there.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Very good. Very good. I had no idea.
Yeah, Jason didn't know that, but I know that. I'm a big Star Trek fan, RJ. I like the old ones, not the new ones.
Of course.
Captain Kirk. All right, let me ask you this. Now, just playing devil's advocate here, RJ. The season obviously is a wash. Everybody, the Cowboys win 2 more games. We'll all be surprised because I'm not even sure they could beat the Giants or Carolina at this point in time.
Oh, stop.
I'm serious.
You picked them to beat the Eagles.
Well, I know, and I learned my lesson, so I'll never pick them again, not this year at all. So we were talking about free agents. Zach Martin's a free agent after this season. So is DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't think either one of those guys come back. And then, so what do you do with Micah Parsons? Do you spend all that money on him? Or do you look for somebody that might take him off your hands?
Well, I think that, I would pay him. He's just, there are maybe 5 players on an NFL team that aren't quarterbacks that completely change everything by just existing. And Micah's on that very short list. And I'm including offensive and defensive players. But that being said, I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't entertain the idea, if you don't have the conversation. And what I will say is you are already past the point of handling this as efficiently as you possibly could, right? Micah was eligible for a contract extension this past offseason. So in a perfect world, if you had a forward-thinking front office that wasn't just full of hubris and arrogance and things like that, you would have gotten that done, and you would have gotten the absolute most out of this. You would have gotten a perfect piece of meat, and Jason Minix would have smoked it for you, and everybody would have devoured that meal and enjoyed every single bite. But you've already cut off a piece, and you've already thrown it away. Maybe you don't like the fat. Maybe you've trimmed it. Maybe you got some of the meat in the process. So because of that, you should consider it. You should consider that you're not in position to necessarily contend. Now, I think it's stupid, and people scream this in March and April, to act like having Dak and CD and Micah on the price tags that they would ultimately be if Micah got extended with the team is impossible to overcome, because it's not. But you should have that conversation, especially if you, the front office, feel like the off-the-field things do bother you, are a distraction, because you can't ask him to stop doing those things. You can't ask anybody. So I would lean keeping him, but I definitely think you should have that conversation. There's nobody you shouldn't be having that conversation with right now. Obviously, you can't with Dak and CD because their deals have just been taken care of, so it's not practical. But there's nobody on this roster who's 100% safe, in my opinion. They're that down bad. And honestly, not to be long-winded, sorry, you should ask the opinion of your future head coach. You should be waiting to see what is Bill Belichick or Ben Johnson or Robert Saleh, whoever you want, Kellen Moore.
Dion.
What do they ultimately think? Or, yeah, what does Dion think? I mean, that person needs to have a voice in this conversation as well.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com mentioned him. The Dion circles, and it's interesting, like Michael Irvin talking about it. Dion keeps saying he's not interested. He has no plans of leaving right now. Now, I think everybody that leaves always says they have no plans and right now. Those are very key words, because right now and plans, we know they change. Even if he takes his computer over and shows that beautiful setting from his office and all of that kind of stuff, I just think that Dion and Jerry, I don't know if that's a good mix. Both want the spotlight. It's not big enough.
I think that Jerry has obviously tried to create his own version of Tom Landry before, what with Jason Garrett, right? Like this homegrown guy. You see that a lot in soccer. I know that you both really appreciate that. And Dion would certainly check a box, right? And Dion would be somewhat representative of who the Dallas Cowboys have been in the Jerry Jones era. Signing Dion was the most competitive thing he ever did, was the most actual on-the-field mortgaging that he did to capture another championship. Look, the Dion thing has reached levels of success that I think everybody thought was impossible. So I'm not here to undermine Dion and his ability to do anything, but he's never coached in the NFL. And I will say, people say things like, oh, man, but it'd be great for the content. It'd be great like this. There can be a point where there's too much content. There could be a point where you're drowning in content. And I will tell you this, my life will be a daily stress fest, because I will not be able to keep up with Deion Sanders as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys in my job. I'll have to hire an entirely new wing of staffers, because we won't be able to capacitate it all.
Well, it's interesting, too, because the Cowboys don't need a quarterback, and I think Deion might want to go somewhere where his kid's going to play.
Ooh,
and that's not going to happen with the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately.
Yeah, and people are going to bring up Shadour's name a lot, and I understand it, and I would not be shocked if at some point, in the pre-draft process, he has a quote or a line or a comment that's like, oh, I'd love to be the quarterback, for the team my dad played for, something like that. I mean, because it's worth it to connect yourself to the Dallas Cowboys in the pre-draft process. We've seen that from lots of players who never had a chance to get to them. Bijan Robinson, Myles Garrett, just as far as recent memory is concerned. But again, for those of you who only get your Dallas Cowboys information from Facebook and not from smart people like Jason and Joe, it's not possible. You can be mad, you can moan, you can groan, you can complain, you can pat on the ground. The finances and the sort of facts of it all point to the undisputed fact that Dak Prescott is the quarterback of this team for the foreseeable future.
RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com. We talk about the future, the next year future. Monday night. Jonathan Mingo going to make his debut for the Dallas Cowboys. Is there a scenario? Let me rephrase this. What is the scenario for the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Houston Texans on a Monday Night Football?
Well, I'll say this. They're going to have a bit of good luck in the building. I'm going to a game for the first time in I don't even know how long it's been since I've attended a Cowboys game in the stands. I'm very much looking forward to that.
For the record, I've gone to a couple this year. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, well, we've understood and identified that you're the problem.
Yes.
It's just an infection that has
That
spread way too far.
3-year winning streak is what?
It's what have you done for me lately?
Oh, okay.
Enjoy your free beer. Anyway, to beat the Houston Texans, there will be a game. I mean, look, this is going to be a 3, 4, 5 max win team at the end of it. But there will be a game where they just crush somebody, and we're just like, what the hell? Like, we are just like, how? And it may not be the Texans. It may be the Panthers, the Giants on Thanksgiving Day. But there will be a moment, and there will be a day, and they will rope us in to say, well, what if? Because we're that dumb, to be honest with you. We are that dumb as a society. And the Texans, I'm sorry, Pledge, and I did talk to you while I was shirtless, and I meant every bit of that. The Texans are a team that likes to shoot themselves in the foot, too, and not the way Joe does. So, I mean, to beat Houston, they're going to have to let Houston get in their own way and open the door wide enough, and maybe the Dallas Cowboys can squeak through.
So you're saying there's a chance. Are we making a beer bet on this, RJ?
No, I'm not that dumb whatsoever. I mean,
Joe's taking Houston.
Well, of course he is. He's a
No,
flip-flopper.
Joe's
Look at
taking
him.
Dallas.
Oh, well, I mean, that is just outright crazy, Joe. I mean, seriously. I'll take Houston if you want to do that, and I'll bet Jason can be my beer ambassador. If I win, he can have my beer. If I lose, I'll pay up.
I tell you what are your plans on Monday when you get up to Dallas? Do you have any plans yet?
It's a little bit unwritten. I don't want to get doxxed, but we've got some stuff.
I'll tell you now. Go to that Bill Bates Ultimate Tailgate Party. It's incredible. All you can eat barbecue and really good barbecue. All you can drink Flight by Yingling. A couple hours before the game. That is, and I know there's 1,000 people there every game, so I can't say it's the best kept secret. I didn't know about it until this year, and my goodness, it's incredible. I highly recommend that.
Maybe Bill Bates is the curse of this year. You ever think about that? I mean, you didn't know about it.
He's been doing this tailgate for a long time, and I think Jay Novacek is hosting it this year. I see him at every one of those things, and Charles Haley has been at a couple this year. It's good times, man. If you're looking for something to do before the game, that's what I highly recommend.
I will consider it, and allow me to throw one last thing out for you two to chew on. We talked a lot forever how there was maybe a curse of Jimmy Johnson because he wasn't in the Ring of Honor, things like that. The last home game that this team won was the night that he went into the Ring of Honor. Ever since then, the 5 home games since then have been the 5 in which they trailed at some point by at least 20 points. I mean, maybe putting them up there did more harm than it did good, and I think it belongs there. But maybe they just amplified the curse. Is all I'm saying.
Take it down.
Yeah, Tom Laundrie would like a word with you.
Wow. Yeah, that's when you know it's a different kind of bad.
Out of curious, kids your age, when you see that, you work in the social world with bloggingtheboys.com, and you see Tom Laundrie, do you just figure autocorrect and the kid wasn't, whoever was doing that, I call him a kid, but they just didn't realize that autocorrected it the wrong way?
Yeah, first of all, kids my age, I put together a trampoline for my son today, so I resent that. But second of all, yeah, I mean, we're past the point as a society where people have made too many public mistakes. It's way too difficult to keep track of them. Like, remember when, was it John Travolta called Adina Menzel, like Adele Deem or whatever? Like,
I have no idea.
These things float in the wind. You know what I mean? Like, we'll forget about Tom Laundrie.
That's unforgivable. That whoever that was should be fired.
Well, I mean, I'm not a proponent for calling for firings, but yeah, it is pretty unforgivable. I mean, the Cowboys have treated Jason Garrett with more regard and respect than they have Tom Landry and Jimmy Johnson in recent history, which really tells you again all about where they are today as a franchise.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bloggingtheboys.com. First time we've ever talked with a shirtless RJ Ochoa, although technically by the time he came on camera, a shirt was on. Well done, Superman.
You think that was the first, but there have been some times that the camera's been off, and if you think it was just the shirt, you're kidding yourselves.
Pledge has got a big smile on his face.
Every stereotype of blogger types that are in their underwear in their grandma's basement
baby.
Are right there in front of you, RJ.
I got the Mountain Dew in the fridge right now, dude. And I'm about to eat some candy bars. I'm about to play some World of Warcraft. It's going to rule.
Well, you better go jump on that trampoline. Make sure it's safe.
It is safe. I have the blitzers on my hands to prove it. This thing took me like 3 hours. I mean, what a freaking joke. Why? How have we not evolved as a society to, send this to the person much more equipped and ready to install?
I agree.
It said it was easy to put together in 15 minutes.
They all say that.
It says more about you.
Hey, I hope you each have a wonderful day.
Yep.
But I hope Joe's is slightly better.
Thank you.
3% better.
I appreciate it.
Well,
He needs it. He lost a lot of beer.
I did.
He did. RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
He's one of a kind, that's for sure.
Yeah, that he is.
I'm not saying that's good or bad, but he's one of a kind. We love that guy. You know that.
Do you imagine the college football playoff starting without the Georgia Bulldogs? That's what the committee told us last night. Our fake outrage coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I can't imagine not having my Connecticut quality water softener in my home right now because I am so spoiled with this thing. It's unbelievable. Had it in there for some time now, and I tell you what, I was really a skeptic. I was. When they put it in, this can't be that much better than what I had before, but I'm going to tell you what, it is. It is so much better. It really is a game changer. It's hard to describe, is why you need to get one for yourself. Connecticut's been serving San Antonio and South Texas for over 50 years. It's made in America and very simple design. In fact, it doesn't run on electricity, but it does provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This thing is incredible. The laundry's better. The food tastes better. You feel better getting out of the shower. Everything is better with a Connecticut quality water softener. And for a limited time, and it is a limited time, when you purchase a new Connecticut quality water softener, you're going to get a reverse osmosis drinking station installed at your kitchen sink, absolutely free. Purified water right at your kitchen sink. The water's going to taste better. Your coffee is going to taste better. You don't have to buy bottled water anymore. That need for that, it's gone out the window. It is for a limited time, so you don't want to wait. Financing is available. They also have a rental program at Connecticut. So you just need to get the ball rolling. They'll tell you everything that they have, everything they can do for you, and you are going to love your Connecticut quality water softener as much as I love mine. Give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15. The Cowboys take center stage hosting the Houston Texans for Monday Night Football.
I like this kind of party!
Pregame starts after the Blitz at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This Friday night in the Alamo Dome, your UTSA Roadrunners take on rival North Texas. It's the UTSA Salute to Armed Forces and Veterans presented by USAA. Get your tickets now, and you can donate to the Tickets for Troops program to help deserving service members and veterans attend the game. It's UTSA versus North Texas this Friday night at 7 in the Alamo Dome. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first and buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of '98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, we got a medical update from the Spurs on head coach Greg Popovich. The team announced today he suffered a mild stroke on November 2nd. Already started the rehabilitation process. He's expected to make a full recovery. No timeline, though, for his return to the sidelines. Indianapolis Colts making a change of quarterback again. They're going back to last year's 4th overall pick, Anthony Richardson, for the remainder of the season. Joe Flacco out.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 Yeah, I love that camel. Happy hump day, everybody.
He's Toe Reinagel.
I hope everybody's having a great hump day. You've almost made it. If you're off work at 5, you're over that hump.
Yeah, you're stuck in traffic at this point, but you're almost home.
Thank God for traffic.
Almost home. Absolutely. I mean, you know, there are people that don't mind rush hour traffic.
Really?
We're 2 of them.
Well, I don't mind it. I'm not in it, number 1.
That's it.
Number 2, hopefully you got us tuned in.
Well, that's it. If you're listening to us right now, you have us tuned in. And when traffic is bad, you listen longer.
You're a genius.
Well, like RJ Ochoa, 2 things can be true at the same time.
That's exactly right. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, RJ. Seriously, the more I think about it,
what?
And I shouldn't think about it this way, and I don't know why I do after what happened last week. I'm thinking that this could be a pretty good football game Monday night.
It could be, and quite frankly, it should be. Can the Dallas Cowboys actually look like an NFL football team? Because they didn't the other day.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, and it's not just the quarterback position. It's across the board. But you look at, like, last week's game. Now, part of that, Sam Darnold, he threw a bunch of interceptions. But Jacksonville, without Trevor Lawrence, gave the Vikings a game. In fact, the Vikings just kicked field goals with the Brahmas kicker. He scored all 12 of their points. You look around, the Panthers got to win. The Giants now, and I don't know if they're actually talking about it or if it's just New York media, do they bench Daniel Jones for fear of that injury protection? Kind of like what happened with Russell Wilson in Denver. It's not a performance issue, although it is. Like, we're done with you.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if we're going to let you get hurt or watch you get hurt in the next 7 weeks when we're going nowhere. But you look at teams that aren't necessarily very good that can go out and compete. The New York Jets are a dumpster fire.
Yes.
Somehow they beat that Houston team and then turn around with extra prep time and get steamrolled by Arizona. I just want the Dallas Cowboys on Monday night to look like a real football team.
I just, the Jets and the Bears, they're just cursed. They really are cursed football teams.
The Bears
and the Jets. They're just awful.
Can the Cowboys play the Bears?
Well, no, unfortunately, they can't.
Can we do flex scheduling like that? What are real matchups? All this stuff on the TV right now about the whatever cup they play in the NBA where they have average teams that are what's the word I'm looking for? Equal. You don't have really good against really bad.
Isn't this
right?
the in-season tournament
beginning?
Yeah,
that stuff.
Uh-huh.
I still don't give a damn
Here's
about
a
it.
Joker. Joel Embiid's out tonight.
Well, it's
wow.
the second night of a back-to-back.
How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, you look at it. Can the Cowboys at least just look like a real NFL team? That's as a Cowboy fan at this point, is that not your only hope? You can't have a quarterback throw for 45 yards in a freaking game.
No, you can't. I don't know. And 3 weeks ago, Houston rips this team. But Houston is in trouble right now. Offensive line problems, and they're in trouble. And so I think in that respect, that Dallas might be able to keep this game close. Now, do they win it? I wouldn't go that far. But I think it could be a football game, at least for a while.
The
Philadelphia game was for a while.
Honestly, and I think you might be onto something. If you're just looking at pure trends, I'm not trying to be a smartass here. If you're just looking at pure trends, if the Cowboys can get this thing to halftime, they have a chance. Because Houston consistently this year has not played well in the second half.
Neither is Dallas.
Again, as long as they're not blown out in the first half. Then you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity in the second half. You've got two guys that are really good from 60 yards in kicking the ball. I mean, we're going to have a preview of the World Cup that's coming to that stadium. We're going to get it Monday night because that might be the points that we score. Well, no, Dallas will. CJ will score on Dallas. He will in the first half.
Well, there's Joe Mixon, right? I think, the Cowboys, they got to stop the run. They did a decent job against Philadelphia last week, but
Saquon got banged up.
Well, true, still, they did.
They did. They played. Micah Parsons' impact on that defense was noticeable. And quite frankly, after the New Orleans game or the Baltimore game, and you go, all right, well. You could see the difference that Micah Parsons makes on the field. You forget about it. We've seen him so much now. You take it for granted how great of a football player he is, the speed that he has, and the attention that he gets, which is where you saw Overshown just playing his best game. Overshown has always been that talented, but my goodness, the attention that Micah gets, that allowed Overshown, until he got hurt, to just dominate. And that is what Micah Parsons brings to this team. He will have a field day, and it's personal for Micah going against C.J. Stroud. I think we all know that. And C.J. this year has thrown interceptions, dumb ones. Can Diggs get one?
Diggs.
Well,
I'd like for Diggs to tackle somebody. That'd be nice.
I would just rather him get an interception.
Well, he got one last week, did he not?
Did.
Yeah, he got an interception. There's so many holes on that Cowboys team. There really are so many holes.
We're not expecting them to win. We're expecting them to be competitive.
Just a good game.
Can they entertain us?
Can they cover the spread? Houston's 7.5-point favorite.
Let's not get carried away.
I'm asking.
Well, and here's the thing. I wouldn't. Losing sucks. Losing sucks. I would much rather. I don't want to say get blown out to where it's just miserable, but in 5 minutes, 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, you don't have a shot at winning, then lose on a last-second field goal, right? They both suck, but the heartbreaking losses, man. And the Cowboys right now, I would almost take a heartbreaking loss because you have no expectation of a win. So, boy, it's like washers, man. You're almost there. Close counts.
Yeah, almost. I want a good game. I don't want to watch a Monday Night Football game that's over at halftime.
Are you kidding? You're old. You can go to bed early.
I don't want to go to bed early. I want to see a good football game. I enjoy Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. They're a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Monday, the Blitz will be live out at the Roo Pub. Getting you ready for this one, 2 to 6.
Yeah.
Roo Pub's going to be happening all weekend. The Jake Paul fight on Friday.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. UFC and college football on Saturday. They'll open at 11 a.m. Longhorns kick off at 11. Sunday, the NFL. Then Monday Night Cowboys. It's going to be fantastic.
Great weekend there, yeah. No doubt.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I'm glad we're going to be there on Monday.
Mm-hmm. What are you laughing at, Pledge?
Bo just heard the spot.
Uh-oh.
The what?
Bo just heard the spot.
Ah. Glad he's listening.
Yeah, that's good.
Glad he's listening. Go play some golf this weekend. Figure out what the hell is broccolini.
Broccolini. We're chopping broccolini.
What?
You ever heard that from chopping broccoli? You ever heard that on Saturday Night Live? Dana Carvey.
You want to revisit that you're old? No, I have not heard that.
Some kind of rock. He was some kind of rock guy. And who was he doing, Pledge? It was somebody famous who doesn't sing very well. And that's
he's a famous singer that doesn't sing well.
Right, but it's a rock and roll guy. I don't know if I can't remember the guy's name.
This is great.
But I'm just saying, we're chopping broccoli.
What?
That's
the hell are you talking about?
That was back when Saturday Night Live was actually funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Here you go.
I didn't know. And my nanny, she went downtown. She bought some broccoli. She brought it home. She's chopping broccoli.
I think it's Bob Dylan, right? It's who he's supposed to be.
I think that's who he's supposed to be.
I think it's supposed to be Bob Dylan.
Who is that?
Dana Carvey.
Oh, okay.
Or Garvey. What is it, Carvey? Yeah. Guy's hilarious. He's chopping broccoli.
You sound nothing like that.
I didn't try to sound like him. I'm just saying.
Day.
Either way, they're chopping broccolini at the golf club of Texas, whatever the hell that means.
Chopping broccoli. That's when Saturday Night Live was funny.
I'm glad you find that funny.
I find it hilarious.
I'm glad you crack yourself up.
I do.
Broccoli is never funny. Never good. My wife had broccoli on my plate yesterday, and I didn't eat any of it. She was like, "Why didn't you eat the broccoli?"
Uh-huh.
I was in trouble.
Did you eat it?
No.
Why not?
No.
Well, she was putting it on your plate for a reason.
Generally speaking, if she puts one little piece on there, it will disappear.
Uh-huh. Well, you throw it on the floor?
I used to feed it to the dogs. I don't have one anymore. No, I'll eat one piece if it's there, as long as it's not squishy. But we were doing these meal fresh things, and it was in there, and so she put it on the plate. But I don't know, it was like half the plate. I just moved it around. I didn't like any of it. Not eating that. I don't know why she. I mean, at some point, stop trying. Why do I keep getting in trouble for not eating the broccoli when she knows I'm not going to eat it?
Well, I'm just wondering why she still puts it on your plate.
That's what I want to know.
I mean, I wouldn't waste your time.
Again.
I just love that you still get in trouble for it.
I know, right? Were you putting time out?
No, I just get the look. And you know what it's like when you're in trouble with your wife over little things. You're not really in trouble. You just get the look.
The look, yeah.
The look.
Uh-huh.
And then the comments. Why didn't you eat your broccoli? I don't know. I didn't like it.
I happen to like broccoli.
I cook for you. Here we go. Right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go home and sing that song to your wife tonight. Let's chop some broccoli.
Scrape it in the trash. Put it down to disposal, because that's where it should go.
Just make a song out of it, Jason.
That's right. Surprise the hell out of your wife.
I'd just rather not have broccoli anywhere near the house. It's green. Not eating it.
Your wife likes it.
She does.
There you go.
She can put it on her plate all she wants.
All right. That doesn't bother you if it's on her plate?
No.
All right.
No.
Well, good.
Broccoli.
Oh, stop.
Oh, man. You got to YouTube that. That's hilarious when you see it, too.
Yeah. Well,
as funny as it is just listening to it.
Yeah. It's great. Pledge is entertaining himself over there.
I'm telling you.
You can go over to Tri-County Meat Market and get some bacon-wrapped asparagus. Just eat the bacon, not the green stuff. In all seriousness, they actually do have bacon-wrapped asparagus. We've got it before. I've never eaten it because I don't eat green stuff, but my wife says it's wonderful. You want a good steak, you want some ribs, you want some pork, you want some fajitas, the poppers. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need to up your grilling game. Locally owned, full service. Get into Tri-County Meat Market. They have what you need with the quality you expect. And, Thanksgiving is right around the corner in Tri-County Meat Market. They get their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. These fresh, all-natural turkeys, never frozen, and they come between 8 and 24 pounds. Tri-County only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkey before they sell out. Pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either of the Tri-County Meat Market locations on Huebner Road, on Ralph Fair Road, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have to ask the sun. At some point, is that ever going to be addressed?
Talking about it.
In the stadium, the 325 sundial effect, it just seems something that we can fix. Let's put some curtains up.
Okay. Noted.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Guys, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while you're watching sports. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You think Dak is going to have higher or lower yards than his stat coming up in this game? You can make money off that opinion at Underdog. Create entries with football, basketball, mix and match. You can do it all. They've even got college sports as well. I've been playing a lot of those college props. I think there is some money to be made in those deals. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Spurs. I'm going Wemby to go over on his rebounds. And guys, again, every sport is available on here. It's a blast, and it just makes the games more interesting. This season, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, discounts, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player has to get higher than a half a point to get the win. All new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with the promo code Alamo, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash immediately. That's promo code Alamo. Must be 18 or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Ready to kick off your holiday shopping early? Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is here with up to 40% off the best gifts for everyone on your list, even you. Snag $15 cleansers from brands like Tula and Philosophy, plus $10 minis from brands like MAC and Urban Decay that deliver big joy in little packages. And don't miss 40% off select YSL and Armani fragrances. Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We have tickets to give away to go see Gladiator 2.
Nice.
A pair of screen passes.
So you can see it before it's released.
Tuesday night,
Wow.
Santico's Palladium IMAX.
Awesome.
It hits movie theaters on the 22nd. You can see it on the 19th. You want to go? What's C.J. Stroud's number?
7, right?
Yes, it's 7.
Okay.
Caller 7, those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Cowboys just need to lose by 7, and they will cover the 7.5-point spread. Although, Cowboy fans, CD Witto 906 tweets at me, at Jason Minix, been a Cowboy fan my entire life. They have no chance against the Texans. CJ torches them. They win by 20+.
Wow.
Yes.
So I should take the Texans.
I'm just saying that there's a diehard Cowboy fan that even has the Cowboys logo as his profile picture. dealing in reality. And I think most Cowboy fans approach this offseason and the start of this season with realistic expectations. No Super Bowl this year. No playoffs this year.
No Super Bowl.
Most fans were that way. So pissed off at the way last year ended and the fact that Jerry didn't do a damn thing this offseason to help this year's team. I think most Cowboy fans, for the first time in damn near 30 years, weren't delusional in August.
Well, the issue is he didn't do anything, and now I think it's going to, unless something drastic happens, I don't see this team improving that much next year. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I know you got Dak and CD, but, I mean, you need wide receivers. You need linebackers. You need defensive line help. You need offensive line help.
So
you
you're
need
saying
running
there's
back
a chance.
help.
Yeah.
There's so many holes in this team.
Well, they got young players they're developing.
Yeah, that's it. And we saw how that happened.
Well, I mean, they're learning this year, and we'll be better next year. That's the hope. And hope is always a great plan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes you see a headline and you just got to stop and click on it.
Right. What'd you see?
Man found dead in tanning bed at Planet Fitness.
Oh, geez. That's not good.
It's not good, but you got to read that. This happened in Indiana. Did
they leave him in there too long?
I that really sad. I think a 39-year-old Derek Sink went into the tanning bed at the gym on Friday, and he was discovered dead on Monday.
Well, I'd say he was a little overdone. I mean, Friday to Monday, would they close up and just leave him in there? He's probably locked in. He couldn't push the thing up.
I don't know. His family says that he struggled with drugs. A needle was in the room where he was found. They reported him missing, and cause of death not determined. I'm just going to think, is there nobody in charge of cleaning those things?
Well, you would think, right? I mean, they're open on the weekend.
They're open 24/7, aren't they?
Yeah, so you're just not looking in this particular tanning bed, or you walk by and say, oh, there's somebody in there.
They're still in there? I mean, it's like that bathroom stall.
Holy cow.
I ain't following that. It sounds awful. I mean, but, yeah, that's a headline you got to click on when you see it, right?
Well, sure. I bet the guy had a hell of a tan. Holy cow.
I don't know if it was on. Will it run the whole time?
Well,
I've never actually been in a tanning bed.
I haven't either.
Anybody that's seen me might be surprised by that. But, yeah, I've never been in a tanning bed.
I have not either. And, I don't know how long they last or whatever. I don't like things closing in on me like that. I don't want to lay in a bed where you got to pull the top over.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, that's kind of,
like a coffin?
A little, yes.
Yes.
A little claustrophobic that way. So I just rather be, I don't know, untan. Jeez, that's a horrible story.
I didn't say it was not a horrible story. It is awful. But there are some headlines that you just can't. You got to click on that.
Well,
how?
It sounds like the dude overdosed, right? That's what they're thinking?
That's how it reads.
So he OD'd. He shot up as he was tanning.
Yes.
Maybe that particular drug, whatever it was, wasn't made to be hot.
Okay.
It heated up in his body. I don't know.
I mean, do you go in there and then can you just fall asleep?
I'm sure you can. But I mean, these things have safeguards on them, don't they? Where it's not going to stay on.
How does
forever.
somebody at the Planet Fitness, and again, this was at Indiana. You go in on Friday, and they find you on Monday?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. It really doesn't. It makes no sense that nobody checked that tanning bed before that. Now, it may not have mattered.
No, it might not have mattered.
Wow.
His loved one said there should be better policies when it comes to cleaning and end-of-day checklist.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Uh-oh, it sounds like that poor dude's gone, but his family might be living high on the hog before long.
I mean, it doesn't appear that Planet Fitness is responsible for his death.
Well, you don't know. I'm sure there's some lawyer out there thinking they are. He's going to try and prove it, or she.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we loved you.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Spurs do have a game tonight, but that almost feels a little secondary to the updates that we're getting. A health update on Greg Popovich. The Spurs did announce today that the health issue from November 2nd was indeed a mild stroke. They say Pop is doing well, has started the rehab process, and that there is no timeline for when he will return to the sidelines as the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. General Manager Brian Wright speaking as we are right now. We'll hear from Brian Wright coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, guys, testosterone levels start to decline in your 30s. So if you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. Answer is simple. Go get your levels checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. You don't want to put this off because not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. It's more advanced than your basic standard therapy that you get at other providers. And at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, they are experts at that. But think about the name of their business, Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Maybe it's just weight that you're having an issue with. You want to get back to your best self. Well, get your levels checked at Synergenics for the testosterone, but they are also experts with GLP-1 weight loss medication, so you could be evaluated for prescription weight loss medication. Best thing to do is go get your levels checked. Make that initial appointment. Synergenicshealth.com is the website. Synergenicshealth.com, SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, how'd the Spurs look last night? And we preview Washington and Philly. Every Cowboy fan's dream. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Manny Jr. here with Rock's Discount Vitamins. This holiday season, don't let those extra pounds sneak up on you. We have the largest selection of weight control products to help you stay on track. Boost your metabolism with our non-stimulant fat burners, or try Cuts, which helps your carbs work for you, not against you. With 12 locations across San Antonio, Rock's Discount Vitamins has everything you need to keep your diet in check this holiday season. Find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Get Black Friday savings all month long at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. Lease this 2025 Nissan Sentra SV for just $186 per month for 18 months. Lease this 2025 Kicks SV for just $258 per month for 18 months. Come in today or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. Ancira Nissan, I-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
Ready to kick off your holiday shopping early? Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is here with up to 40% off the best gifts for everyone on your list, even you. Snag $15 cleansers from brands like Tula and Philosophy, plus $10 minis from brands like MAC and Urban Decay that deliver big joy in little packages. And don't miss 40% off select YSL and Armani fragrances. Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Ready to kick off your holiday shopping early? Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is here with up to 40% off the best gifts for everyone on your list, even you. Snag $15 cleansers from brands like Tula and Philosophy, plus $10 minis from brands like MAC and Urban Decay that deliver big joy in little packages. And don't miss 40% off select YSL and Armani fragrances. Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Every game night, The Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. Players, coaches, insiders. This is Game Night San Antonio. And the pregame starts right now.
Spurs have Washington tonight. It is Game Night San Antonio here on The Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Misc, although honestly that is secondary to the big news revealed today by the San Antonio Spurs. And I say revealed. They've kept things very close to the vest since Greg Popovich fell ill before a game November 2nd there at the Frost Bank Center. And that Saturday, it was Pop isn't feeling well, and there wasn't seemingly an over level of concern, which credit the Spurs for keeping things under wraps. And then they announced he was going to miss 2 games, provided no other information until today when the Spurs announced that on that November 2nd, Pop did in fact suffer a mild stroke.
And apparently he's been released from the hospital, has already started his rehabilitation. But no timetable has been given or even suggested as to when he may be back.
But overall, and again, my wife works in a neuro ward, and for him in 10, 11 days to already be doing the rehab process does say, all right, that must have been mild. And quite frankly, that happens, you're lucky because what little I know about strokes, and trust me, that is little, but we did talk with an expert from the neurological department at St. Luke's earlier today, Brittany Matters. Lucky in the sense of it's where the bleed is happening in your brain, and then your rehab is retraining your brain in those areas. Now, tonight before the game, normally the head coach, in this case interim head coach, speaks to the media. Instead, today, it was Brian Wright, the Spurs general manager, providing an update. Credit Matt Roy from News 4 for posting a video immediately on Twitter.
First and foremost, it's our thoughts, prayers are with Coach Pop and his family.
it's a difficult time for everyone. I think, Coach Pop has been the leader of this organization for the last 3 decades, right? And we all have come across or know people that just have a different aura, a different presence about them. And clearly he's one of those people. When we walk into the building each and every day, we feel that leadership, we feel that presence. And so not having him, there's clearly a void. And we miss him. At the same time, I'm extremely proud of the team. And the team being the players, the staff, everybody that's bonded together through a difficult time. And it's exactly what Coach Pop would want us to do. And so, it's on all of us to play our part, to play our role, to continue to lean on each other, support each other, and be there for one another. And we look forward to the day that we can welcome him back. But, it takes a village, and we're all committed to that. But most importantly, we're committed to making sure that he has everything he needs and giving him the time and space to continue to recover. And we'll look forward to getting him back.
And, great comments there by Brian Wright, I think. I mean, you see kind of, hey, this is we play basketball for a living. I mean, we're in the basketball business. But, there's something a little more serious going on here, and that's that Greg Popovich is recovering. And love what he said. We're going to give him everything we need, and just so it appears to me I wouldn't expect Greg Popovich back anytime soon.
No, and the statement does say no timeline for him when he's going to return. At some point, you look at the human side. The idea that he's a father and he's a grandfather, and he's talked before about life after basketball, and his wife passed away. I think his post-basketball plans changed dramatically. And because quite frankly, I mean, forever, he kept saying when Timmy retires, I'm gonna follow him. And I think he really meant that, but life happens. And basketball has kept him young. He has talked about that so many times, that this young team, he's having fun. He's coaching and all those, different things. And an event like this has to make you reevaluate everything. So in knowing the Spurs organization, it will be entirely up to Greg Popovich if he decides he wants to resume coaching.
Yeah, Mike Finger has a great column in the Express News today. Just came out, just saw it on Twitter, and he's talking about just that. And he's talking about some stories about Pop's grandkids and different issues and different things that happen. But he basically ends it by saying that. I mean, there is no guarantee that Greg Popovich will be back, and he cites the rigors of an NBA season, the travel, the study, everything that goes into it. So we can all hope and pray that Pop has a great recovery and he decides to come back. But we might want to resign ourselves to the fact that he might not, that we may have seen the last of Greg Popovich coaching the San Antonio Spurs. I hope not, because I'd like for Pop to go out on his own terms. But that is a distinct possibility.
And the reality is it's still way too soon to think in those terms. And there's no way that I would think that Greg Popovich would think in those terms. His rehab process, and again, talking earlier with a stroke expert, the rehab process, very mundane with some of the things they might have to do as you retrain your brain. Now, again, we have no specifics on what he might be dealing with, but we all know people or we've heard the stories. You see somebody, they've had a stroke and, they're dealing with droopy face, or they've lost use of a left arm or a left leg, a right arm or a right leg, depending on where the bleed was in the brain. We don't know any of those details about what Pop may be dealing with. But Brian Wright did say in his press conference that, he talked about how Pop is doing.
He's doing well. He's doing well. I'm sure, another question will come and, well, what has he said? Well, he's going to ask, why are we turning the ball over so much? And that's all of you that know Coach Pop. That's exactly how he is. And you know him, he's tough, and he's a fighter, and he's going to work. So, you know, we're all here for him, but he's doing okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know damn good and well, Greg Popovich, wherever he is tonight, hopefully resting comfortably at home, he's going to have the TV on. He's going to be watching the Spurs and what they're doing, and just knowing Pop the way we do, he's not going to be sitting there quietly. He's going to be probably yelling at the TV or on the phone or both.
A combination. I don't know the answer to this. If you're a brain expert, is he allowed to have wine right now?
That's a good question.
Because I know as a man, when you don't feel good, you're already grumpy.
Yeah.
You're already grumpy.
My guess would be no. But I don't know.
Again, well, and I'm also, you know, I know, and again, partly because of what my wife's job is, you have a stroke, you leave the hospital, you don't go home, you go to a rehab facility. Now, Greg Popovich, financially, he could have the rehab facility come to his house.
Yes, he
right?
could.
I mean, so, but we know when you're going through rehab, and again, anybody that's had any kind of surgery in dealing with rehab, I know a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago now, my mom broke her leg, and they made her go to rehab, and my goodness, it was tedious. But her motivation was to be able to get healthy enough to get home to take care of my dad, because it was before my dad had passed, and so we were all trying to figure out how to take care of my dad. And I say that the idea of coming back to coach might be what motivates Greg Popovich even more to help with his rehab, is because his purpose in life. And if it's to get back to this basketball team or to take the grandkids to Disney or whatever it might be, anybody going through rehab needs that kind of motivation to have a successful and faster rehab.
Well, I think he has all of that. Obviously, the grandkids are the most important, but you talk about Pop and his desire to rebuild this team and to coach these young players and to make this franchise a winner again. He can still do that without being the head coach. Right, if it's not possible for him to be on the sidelines anymore, certainly he can have a big say-so in how they move forward with what they're doing. And look, you got to figure Mitch Johnson, he's going to listen to what Pop says, because he's a Pop student.
Well, in just guessing here, unless Brian Wright said this at some point, but I haven't seen this, we're dealing with a 75-year-old coach.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs have had a just-in-case plan, and they enacted it. And I don't know if Brian Wright was asked about this. I haven't seen anybody, but Mitch Johnson was a part of the just-in-case plan. You know, anybody, I think everybody has some sort of succession plan regardless, but at the same time, when you're dealing with a 75-year-old coach, you always have to have that, unfortunately, mapped out. And, you know, Pop, and his attention to detail is such that this doesn't surprise me. And the reason they went with Mitch is because that's what Greg Popovich wanted.
That's exactly right, because remember, you got Brett Brown on that bench as well, who has worked with Pop for a long time, who has been a head coach in this league. And so, yeah, if Mitch Johnson is the guy, then I'm sure that's what Greg Popovich wants. And for a young man, which Mitch Johnson is, he's doing a hell of a job thus far. He's really done a great job with be thrust into this unexpectedly, because that's what happened. He wasn't prepared for this.
No.
But he's had to adjust, and he's done a great job of it. And this Spurs team, I think the players too, hearing this news, I would think they knew that this happened already, or what happened to Pop. But if they
knew.
They did or didn't, they're going out there and putting it aside and playing basketball.
And
so
credit everybody in the Spurs organization, especially those players, to keep this under wraps until the Spurs decided, or Pop decided, that it was okay to release info to the general public. because, Wemby has made comments about it. Obviously, Mitch, this, again, going with the press release, happened at the Frostbank Center.
Yes.
So whether players saw it happen, they certainly were aware because of the immediate medical attention that wherever Pop was, office, locker room, wherever it was, there was obviously a lot of stuff going on. So whether they actually saw it or not, who knows? But they've kept it under wraps. A lot in the media have heard what's happened, but also kept it under wraps because it's health. And while I do feel like the Spurs fans certainly deserve to know because they care more than anything, they care. But that's Pop's decision. And the decision was made today to let the public know, and that's what they've done.
They have done that. And, again, I mean, we move on from here. That's what Brian Wright said, and that's what Pop would want.
Yep.
Look, we got a season to do. We got work to do. And so we move on, and we do our work. Pop is going to get well and do what he needs to do, and we move on from here. But I'm glad to hear he's doing well. They expect a full recovery. All of those things are good news. And that's what we go by now until we hear otherwise.
And I hope we get better news tonight around 9:45, 10 o'clock that the Spurs beat the crap out of Washington. They're not a good team at 2-7. Spurs at 5-6 coming off of their most impressive win of the year. Wemby, incredible game the other night. And you get Alex Sarr, right? So pretty good matchup from the individual aspects of this game.
Well, look, Washington's horrible. They're already tanking. So, but I thought the same thing about Utah, too.
Yeah.
So, and that didn't work out too well. So Spurs got to come out and play and do what they're supposed to do to a team like the Washington Wizards and get the job done.
Absolutely. Should be an interesting game tonight for sure.
Going to be a lot of
It is going to be a lot of fun. Pledge, you doing a show tonight?
All right, Pledge.
Of course he is.
Yeah, he is.
Extra innings with Pledge. Coming up here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, you want to add a little bit more excitement into watching Spurs in Washington tonight. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app. Do like I do and 5 million others and play that Pick'em game where you can win money watching games. Love playing the Pick'em game where what you have to do is pick higher or lower on predicted stats like Kyle Kuzma, higher or lower, 17.5 tonight. Wemby at 24.5. Would you go higher or lower? Castle at 11.5. Chris Paul at 9.5. Higher or lower? Make your pick 'em entry, and you can win. And Underdog running a special, a promo, a bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings with just a tap. Apply that boost to eligible entries. They've got discounts where you can get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. Free picks. That's basically a sure thing. Player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users will get a free pick. So download the app now and use promo code STAR when you sign up. Deposit, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15. The Cowboys take center stage hosting the Houston Texans for Monday Night Football.